listening to the Bomb Hole.
Bomb Hole Podcast.
It's going to be very hot. It's going to be very uncomfortable for everybody.
The Bomb Hole.
We're gonna slide down them big hills, you know what I mean, on the big, nice burgundy snowboard.
All right, here we go. Allons-y, as they say in French. Welcome to the Bomb Hole, which is presented by Pub Beer. Now, first things first, always got to ask Stony Buds, how are we doing today?
So good, my dog.
Whew, solid showing. To my left, we have Frank April in the booth. Frank, how are you?
Doing great, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Ça va bien?
Yes, ça va bien, yeah.
Parfait. All right, well, for people that don't know who Frank is, I'm telling you, Frank is a one-of-a-kind human. He's French-Canadian, he's a dad, he's a husband, and he is a world-class partier. When I say world-class, I mean world-class. He's an incredible snowboarder, known for destroying street spots. In 2013, he won Rookie of the Year. He's sitting on an outstanding resume of heavy video parts. He's a true entrepreneur, currently owns 2 restaurants and a hotel. And most notably, he's absolutely hilarious. So saddle up. We're going to have some laughs today. Frank is a dear friend of mine. But I think we should start off right, buds. Maybe a smelling salt right out of the gate.
Let's do
Frank,
that.
have you hit one of these before?
No, I never.
Okay, squeeze it, and then just kind of ease it up to your nose, and it should just wake you up.
Like this or like
Just
that?
pinch, like a pinch.
Okay.
It should
Give
break.
it a good pinch.
Give it a good. There it is. Yeah. Oh, he went in.
Oh my
He
gosh.
went in.
He went in.
It's bleeding.
Oh, it's a good batch. It's a good batch, Frank.
Yeah, it's a great batch.
It's a good batch.
I thought, like, from what I listened before, I thought it was going to be worse, but you can tell in my voice. Yeah, it's intense.
Cleans out the sinus, that's for sure.
Say pas mal, Frank. Say not bad, huh? Yeah. So, all right. Well, I think we should start it off with talking about the fact that you have this kind of incredible charm. We've been kicked out of spots all across the world. Frank and I have filmed like a lot of video parts together. So I've spent a lot of time with him. And, you know, we get kicked out of street spots, and he has this way of charming the police to where they're ready to kick you out and arrest you. And next thing you know, you're just snowboarding and they love you and they're best friends taking pictures. Where did you get this ability to charm people from getting kicked out of spots and just charm people in general?
That's a good question, actually. Maybe from my first work when I was young, being like a server in a restaurant, trying to like deal with old people and like trying to make them happy about it. Maybe it's from when I was in trouble in school, trying to save myself from that. Or maybe with my parents as well too, you know, like trying to find excuses and make them happy, and so I can do whatever I want. Yeah, but with cops it's easy actually. Like they are pissed when they arrive, and when you explain you like actually like it's your life, it's your job, and you're like not trying to do anything bad like broken glasses or like doing graffiti or whatever. So I don't know, you just go easy, you don't be pissed or whatever, and you just try to be the nicest you can, and so you can have more tries, and that make us have way more tries and more shots on the video part because I take like a few times to make them stoked.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. You should
You
see
just
this.
don't
bud.
want to be you don't want to be a jerk. And he's just such a nice guy. When he comes up with that smile, how you gonna say no?
That's debatable, to be honest. That's
Debatable.
debatable. I love it, Frank. Well, I was actually wondering, you sent a note earlier. We're going to get right into the hard-hitting topics, but you said you sent me a note about life being similar in the fact that building a business and setting up a spot are similar. How are they similar?
So I figured like it was from another stuff from the restaurant. Like I got an interview and I figured like that was like pretty similar. Like when in COVID, you know, like you're trying to see like what you're gonna do like for the rest of your life because you're not gonna board for forever. You know, like you're still gonna board, but not gonna be a pro or get paid for the rest of your life from that. So I was like, what should I do? And I have in my hometown where I grew up. Sorry. There was like, it's a small town, it's a tourist town, so it's just really busy in the summer, but there's nothing in the winter. And I got that spot like called a presbytery, so it's like the priest house, and that's a really nice house on the side of the river. So I'm just gonna go through like what is similar to a street spot. So you find a good house, a good place to make a business. So it's like same when you scope around in a town, you find a good spot. So if the spot look really nice, it's gonna look super good, you know. So that's the same thing as a business. You find a good spot, but I mean, it's gonna work better, right? And after that, when you have that, you have to figure it out. Like you have to like prepare the spot to make it nice, you know. So you're gonna shovel, you're gonna make it like good, safe, and everything. And after that, you're gonna try to do the best trick you can on that spot. So, example for a restaurant, for myself, I make like a Napolitan pizza on that nice building on the side of the river. So, like, I know if I go to Finland and I find like a nice down rail with like something cool around and make a nice setup, and I do like a front two because I know I can do that on that rail. It might be hard, but if you do it, you know, you have a good result. So I feel like it's not the same scales, but at the end is a result that works, you know?
Yeah. So you're basically saying filming a nice front 270 on a beautiful finished down bar is a lot like making a nice pizza at your restaurant.
Yeah, it's a nice restaurant and a good location and good pizza.
The locations are important. The good product being important.
A lot of businesses skip this stuff too. They get any location they can, and you don't want to hang out there, huh?
Good locations is good with a spot. I like that,
Yeah.
Frank. This is some philosophy. We're getting into deep snowboard philosophy.
It's a little deep, right? Those conversations I have that much.
You thought about all this as you were setting up your business.
Not while I was doing it, but after when I
Yeah.
finish and I get the result, I'm like, oh, that's kind of similar.
Frank, I have a soundbite that I think kind of pertains to what we're talking about right now, so I'm just going to cue that up.
Baby, I can't understand a word you said the whole time.
You eat some peanut butter or something?
Yeah, you sound like a dog with peanut butter on the roof of your mouth.
I think what you are eating.
What is that from? I've definitely heard that.
It's something like
Talladega Nights. It sounds like you're. So it's he's a French Formula One driver, and he comes over the French accent, and they say, "I can't understand a single word you're saying. You sound like a dog with peanut butter stuck to the roof of your mouth." Frank never really liked when I said that to him, so I figured we'd do it on air.
Yeah, you said that to me like 1,000 times.
You said that to him out in the wild, huh?
So that brings us to let's get into some vocabulary here. So
Should we get him some peanut butter?
Yeah, we should get him. We got a jug of peanut butter, and
See if we can understand
let's just
him.
run through a couple words here. Let's start off with Connecticut.
So I have to repeat, right? And
Yeah,
so you guys gonna make
Connecticut.
fun of me right now?
No one's making fun of you. This is just basic.
That's okay. I like to make
We
fun of
just
myself
want to
either.
hear what it sounds like.
So Connecticut.
Connecticut. Okay, Connecticut.
Throwing in extra syllables on a word that has tons of syllables.
Connecticut.
There you go. That was good, dude.
Okay. Harry Hagen held the horse highly.
Can I look
Yeah.
at it? Because it's kind of a long phrase, a sentence.
Second one down there.
Harry Hagen held the horse highly. I thought I did well. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Then there's one below.
I
Just keep
think
going.
that
Keep
how
going down the word.
serious and
Keep
well
going down
you
the
did
word.
it is why
So
we
is this
laughed.
3? So it's the number, not the actual.
Not a
plants.
tree, but not a tree. What's below it?
Mayonnaise. In French, it's mayonnaise.
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 Mayonnaise, right? The next one, okay. A as in 8 ball.
That wasn't what you were supposed to say, but I want to actually provide a little context again because I think it's really funny for the listeners.
Yeah.
One
it's
time,
like, I love to play pool.
Frank was calling to change his ticket, and he was giving them their confirmation number. So Frank calls the airline, and they're like, "What's your confirmation number?" And we're in the room listening to him, and he's like, "It's like 6, 7, B as in boy, A as in 8 ball."
And it was after a night of partying, I think. Was that the deal?
Yes.
Allegedly, we should say
Allegedly.
for legal purposes. So that's pretty good. Isn't there another one on?
It's hard to know
say
what
cheddar,
to say.
cheddar biscuits. Cheddar biscuits.
Cheddar biscuit. Oh, that was good.
That was
No,
excellent.
say it how you'd actually say it.
Cheddar biscuit.
Biscuit.
And there's a butthole here. Or butthole.
Frank struggles with bottle.
Bottle.
It's a lot like butthole.
Say bottle one more time.
Say water bottle.
Water bottle. Sorry for people who are listening to that. And we're gonna switch to something else soon, I guess.
No, that was great.
All right, we're gonna
That
go
was
back
great.
into Frank's career. We're just having fun.
I
here.
could do that all day.
Yeah, we're gonna get back into the career. All right, so you're from Quebec City. How did you? I know you did contests and stuff like coming up, like Billabong Junior Pro. Let's just jump right into like you kind of coming up in the Quebec scene and what that looked like.
Yeah, it was. I mean, starting just going to the resort with my parents when I was like starting high school. They have a place in Stoneham, so it's 2 hours away from my hometown, and we're going there every weekend and start meeting all. My friend was like Louis Paradis, Laurent Nicolas Paquin, Will Lavigne, and the brothers, the Demers brother. Well, sorry, Will and Charles Demers, and all of those guys. And so after that, you go like you finish high school and you want to like do that for your life. You know, you want to go snowboard and you want to travel for it and you want to do like the best video part. And so you start doing contests because it's a way to like people can know you, and I guess from that you get sponsor and everything. But it's good because they're prize money as well. So you know you try to win that stuff. So been just doing contests. It was like Shakedown. Did a second. Don't remember the year. Probably 2007. I think it was when Seb Toots finished first. Did a bunch of rail contests, and back in the days they were like, I don't know, 15 to 20 contests maybe in Quebec City every year, every winter. It was like all the time, everywhere. It was pretty cool. It was a good scene for that. And I didn't win the Billabong Junior Pro is like as a slope style back in the days. And I was 19 and Arthur Longo finished second. That was where I met him. And it was like a jump. It goes into a pipe run, and a rail at the end. I don't know how I did that. But I did win.
You won?
Yeah.
You won Billabong Junior Pro?
Yeah.
And Longo
I
got
didn't know that.
second.
Yeah.
You beat out Arthur. Wow.
That's
Respect.
incredible.
But it's the situation was kind of weird. It was like I won the final, and it was bad temperature after that, so they didn't do the final. But I guess I got a good score in the
So you won.
semifinal.
A win's a win.
Exactly.
Question: you did Shakedown and you did well. What did you do on the? This is a jump into a rail, right?
Yeah.
So what did you do on the jump?
Did a front 9 tail grab to a tail slide 270, and the second one I switched back 9 to no slide pretzel.
Whew. When's the last time you did a switchback 9?
That time. No, I'm kidding. It happened after that at Super Park, I think, but not that often.
Yeah, I can't. I haven't seen that in a while. That's awesome.
Are they still doing contests in Quebec like that, or?
No, there's not even one, I think, a year.
And there used to be like 15, 20.
I got a question for you. Who's the French Canadian goat?
Of my age, or like of the rails, I would say.
To you, we say, you know?
I mean, Louis Paradis will be the goat, I think. And if you go for like older one from the backcountry, will be. I mean, Belsha would be like one of the first one, and still there. He's 50 years old, is still on the scene, and be a goat, I think I would say.
Good answer.
Who's like the old school Quebec goat, like the person that started it all back in the day?
I think it was Emmanuel Krebs.
Emmanuel Krebs, nice.
Do you feel like coming from Quebec, it's harder to make it in air quotes on like the American scene?
Oh yeah, it's the you're gonna laugh at that one, but the language barrier.
What is a barrier?
It's a fence.
A fence.
It's the language fence. Yeah. So you understand, right?
Oui.
Yeah. So I think that's a hard part. You know, for myself, it took a while to like having conversation with like people like in the industry and everything. So I think it took me like way longer than everybody else to like have good contact and make like just explain myself. It changed everything, you know. So I know it's not perfect yet, but I'm here, so that's good.
You're doing great. You're doing great, and your English is, dude. When we first met, I was like half the shit. I'm like, what is Frank saying? Like, he's gotten so much better, and my French has gotten better hanging with this guy. But going back to thinking about the time when you were coming up, there was a time where you were kind of in the French Canadian scene, and it seemed like you were like, fuck English, I'm just gonna speak French and I'm just gonna stay in the scene. And then something switched, it seemed like, where you're like, I'm gonna like try to break onto the American scene.
Yeah, it's probably my friends around, like having Nick Sauvé and Laurent and all those guys doing great, you know, being like on a better project, you know, like American project, like Videographs or like just forum videos. And like, you know, the dream when I was young, like from a lot of people like me, is like to get like nice video parts in the nicest movie, right? So if if you don't speak English and if you say fuck off and just I'm gonna stay in Quebec, I don't speak English, you're not gonna achieve your dream, right? So that's why at some point I had to I didn't do any class for it, I just tried to listen more to movies and hang out more with English people and stop saying fuck that, and just go travel and meet people. I know at the start it was hard, but I still met friends without speaking really English, but English friend, yeah, it changed a lot, and it's a good thing I did that.
Did you guys sit and talk about it? We got to learn English better so we can get around better in the U.S., or you just realized you had to do it?
I realized that was not a thing we're talking about, because a bunch of say Nick Sauvé, Phil Jacques was really good at English.
They're
same
from
for
Quebec
Laurent.
City too.
The guys from Montreal had it a little easier, huh?
Yeah, that's one thing. It's good to understand. Quebec City is a French city. Okay, all the province, the state is French. So to speak English, yes, you have classes at high school, but they are really minimal. You're not gonna speak from that. You're gonna read a little bit from it. It's gonna be hard to listen to a movie in English. But from people that was more natural, because for everybody learning a language, it's easier for some people, harder for some others, and yeah. But we didn't talk about it. I think some people have it, and other people were like me at some point. It's just saying fuck that. I'm French and I'm proud of it. I'm gonna just speak French. But at some point, if you want to achieve your dream, you better switch that.
I remember my first time there. You'd go to the get some gas or something, and no one would speak English to you at all. And at first, I thought they were messing with us, but they just didn't speak English. And we're only what? How far from Vermont? What are we talking? 3 hours?
Yeah, and
it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and just you have Montreal, then there's the school they have better English there, and they speak in English together, so it's it's easier in Montreal than Quebec.
At your school, they taught no English,
and if you don't learn it when you're young, it's harder.
Yeah, it's harder. Huh?
Exactly. That's the reason why right now I'm talking to my both kids in English. So they will. I'm not speaking great English with them, but they're gonna start watching TV, and it's gonna be in English. So at some point, it's gonna be way easier for them.
Have you been teaching them the word water bottle by chance?
You might want to get that straight first. How to say bottle with them?
Yeah. Did you get your milk bottle?
It's going to be very confusing for them out in the real world.
Yeah.
And their school, they're too young for school, huh?
Question: who was one of your first American English-speaking dogs?
Don't say
Homies.
Chris. Don't say Chris.
Homies.
Don't say Chris.
Yeah,
No,
it
don't
was
say
Chris.
Yes. Where'd you guys meet? I'd love to hear the story.
She could see me.
She's good to me? What'd you just say?
Shit hook, we call it.
Yeah, shit could see me.
We call it shit hook.
Charcuterie board?
Yeah, she could see me is 2 hours north from Quebec. That's the first place you can have snow in Quebec. So there was a early spot to go shred in some street stuff. And I think that was the first year Louis Parisi was doing his X game, real snow. And we helped him out, and then we tried to get some shot as well. And we met him there.
Was Chris doing X Games?
No, I was
You were
filming
just
for
filming?
Videograss, I think, at the time. But I remember it pretty vividly because I hopped. Everybody's going from Quebec City to Chicoutimi, and it's a pretty long drive. And
okay,
It's 3.5 hours or something.
It's pretty long, and it was snowing super hard. And Frank and I are sitting in this Ford Ranger, and there's a bit of a language barrier. We're communicating pretty well. But I remember he was on the phone, and he'd be grinding up hash while he's driving, and it's snowing out, and I'm in the
he
front
was driving.
seat, and he's driving, and I'm this guy is a fucking maniac, but I think I like this guy. We get along good,
You remember? You asked me, did you put your four-wheel drive? I'm like,
No, I do remember that. He refused to put it in
He
four
wouldn't
wheel.
put it on because it wasn't snowy enough for you, or what?
No, we have to go out of the car. We have to stop to put the lock, So I was like, no, we're fine.
He would be no, we will no four-wheel drive. And no. The best is when Frank needs something, he'll be like, hey, Easton. Hey, Chris.
That voice. Hey, Chris.
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 Hey, Louis. Then Frank will hit him with a good question. So that's actually a really special time because you had clips. Well, first of all, we can't say that you had great footage in the Brothers Factories videos, a bunch of good parts with those guys. And then you had some clips in the Videograss movie. Like a cameo, right? And then in Lighten, you came on swinging.
Yeah, it was a good process. I thank you to the brothers, Demers brothers, and we did work really hard with what we had. Having a Toyota Camry with a trailer in the back, with all the gears and lights and everything. Being 5 people in the car, going to New Brunswick and try to do a rail trip. It was good times, really good times. Being 6 people in the same room all the time, and Yeah, but we did it, and we had like a good result from it, and good video parts. And after that, yeah, I got Justin Myers, who asked me to like have to do a trip in Montreal. I think was with Jed Anderson and other people there, and I got some shot, and they went to the intro of a cameo in there, and
Shoot the moon.
Shoot the Moon, and I had some shot in the other Transworld movie before. I don't remember. I think it was In Color. Or,
Yep.
And the year after that, Aiden Ranch invited me to do Enlighten, so I was really excited about it, and we had a good year. It was really fun. We get along pretty well, and we did some good trips, and it was a really good year. It was about time. It's been, it was a long time I really want to do it, and I'm happy like we did good, and then that year got a Rookie of the Year. Yeah.
He got Rookie of the Year. He got
Big
Ender.
deal for a guy from Quebec.
He
huh?
came on the scene swinging. How did it feel when you got that Rookie of the Year award?
That was pretty good. Cannot complain. It's a good achievement. And I got two. That's the reels. The NSC friends got the jib segment of the year. So I was really happy on that. Thank you, Aiden, about that. It's not.
Let's give Aiden that.
Yeah, you don't do a video part like that by yourself. You need the helps from all those guys.
Think about back then. I mean, not that it didn't really waver that much, but your motivation was fucked up. Like you were so motivated.
I mean, I had a goal. So when you have a goal, you better to work for it.
What was your goal?
Just have a good video part and they're in a nice movie.
It seemed like every day you go get a clip.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to, finding good spots and traveling for it and shoveling a bunch and negotiating with the cops.
Yeah, dude.
Negotiating, the negotiator over here.
What happened? Isn't there some story where you had to call a principal so you guys could hit a spot on?
Yeah, that happened a bunch.
Yeah. So this is a good example. Talk us through one of these principal stories.
Yeah. Sometimes like you realize like you're not gonna be able to do it because they're gonna call the cops straight away. So you better just ask the permission. So school or businesses, I was just like going into the business and with my snowboard gear on and ask the permission. I had like on my computer like a letter of like permission, like say something happened to your school. If I break something, here my number and my address, I would pay for it. If I got hurt, I'm not gonna sue you and everything. So it works. It make them feel like more safe, and it works like 75% of the time.
It's insane. You'd see Frank go and like go into this school to talk to somebody, and you're like, dude, what are you doing? And the next thing is, okay, we're good. Let's go. How long is he?
They like him.
Yeah, dude.
It's a good, honest approach. People like that.
Yeah, but it better be honest than like trying to hide something.
And also, this shit he would do too is like he's like, fuck that, I don't want a shovel. So you call a plow truck to come plow your landing.
Yeah.
Or like get a neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, it's simple,
It's simple.
You can pay for it. If you don't have the money, you don't pay. But if you have it, you better just try to find save energy and try to do more snowboarding the day after that.
It was a long road for you to make a good living snowboarding because I remember you'd always work so you could snowboard in the early filming years, right?
Yeah, so it's cool in Quebec. We have like that thing, you work a certain amount of hours and you have the unemployment insurance. So it was a good way to like be able to like do street spot all winter or just snowboard all winter. So you work 5 months in the summer and you can snowboard for the rest of the year and get like $500 a week. So you can do good with that.
Yeah.
Not the greatest, but you can film video part.
Back in the days, I got a Patreon question about your work. This is from Sam Luma. I've always connected with Frank because he worked in restaurants while getting after it on a board. I want to know how he balanced a job while pursuing a pro career and what led him to open his own restaurant after getting signed by Arbor.
Yeah, it's a good question, but like what it was easy. So the place I was working at, it was auberge, so it's an hotel with 55 rooms and a restaurant there, and it was super close to my parents' house where I grew up. So I was working there 5 months a summer. That's how long they are open. So I thought it was really nice. So you work from the start to the end, and you make good money. And after that, you have the unemployment insurance, like I talked earlier. And yeah, I bought that place actually. So
you bought the place you used to work at?
Yeah. So when I was young, I was like, that I like that lifestyle, and that's what I want later. So
and you made good relationship with the people that owned it, I'm guessing.
Exactly. Yeah. So I had they were older. They're 65, I think, but I was a good friend of mine, and I asked him like for the past be like 6 years or something. I was asking
Every
him,
year. You'd ask
more than once a year.
bringing suitcases with money in it.
Not at the end it finished like that. Yep. But
Look, man, you're ready to retire. Let me put this on the table.
yeah, that's pretty
And
much
it's so cold in Quebec that it was very seasonal, huh? So it's perfect for your line of work.
exactly.
They
So
shut down.
and as right now too, it's like winter's off still, and it's like so the tourist season is like in the summer, and after that the building is not made for winter anyway, so you have to close all the electricity and the heater and everything, so it's not, you cannot run it
So
all
the
year
pipes
long.
don't freeze and all that.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
you've been doing this your whole life, so you know how the business runs inside and out.
Yeah, I worked there for 10 years, so now when I
Not
bought
your
it,
whole life, but
yeah, 10 years worked there, and I took a break and came back there, and it was the same exact thing, so it's not that hard.
This dude
That's really cool.
is the perfect restaurant owner. Like he knows how to like walk up to any table and just be like, "Oh, how you doing? What's going on?" Like he's like the fucking mayor of his hometown.
I bet the locals,
Dude,
like,
he's literally the
they'll
mayor.
come and he sits down with them, and with every table, they just come back to see you. huh?
Is that what it's like, Shaw?
But I mean, not the mayor, but like, yeah, people are stoked. There's some activity in the village. You know, it's only 1,000 people lives there, so it's like not that big. So you better be nice with people, because it's easy to, people can not like you and talk to shit to other people. So you better be nice.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now, you got lucky with the name Frank April, where a lot of guys have a crazy Quebec name and it holds them back. Or did you change your name?
No, my name is a little bit crazy. It's
It is.
François.
Francois.
Yeah, so it's that's why it's Frank now. It's a little easier in English.
So you switched it to Frank,
No, it's just like people calling me Frank.
but it's Francois.
Because if you
Yeah.
look at old Brothers Factory videos, it was Francois
Yeah, and if
in
you
the titles.
and just
yeah,
April,
old one, yeah.
And April's that actual last name.
Yeah. But if you think about Nicolas Sauvé, there was Nick Sauvé. And if you think about LNP, it was Laurent Nicolas Paquin, MFR, Marie-François. They're all hard to say, you know. And there's
DCP had to become DCP.
Yeah, exactly. DCP, David Carrier-Pochon. That's a hard one, too.
So it's
Yeah.
all for marketing.
Yeah, it's easier to remember, looks better on a board, all that shit.
It's just easier to say, I feel
Easier to say. Yeah, some of those names are fucked up.
Francois?
Okay, we're gonna get into a guest question from none other than Ben Biloch.
Salut les boys, c'est Ben B. I don't exactly have a question for Frank, it's more of a request. So here it is. François, you skate goofy, you surf goofy, you power surf goofy, but you snowboard regular. I think you owe it to the snowboard community to come clean and admit that you are in fact goofy-footed. Because you know what they say, if it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, then it must be a duck.
Fucking great question.
That was perfect timing with the Francois.
So, okay, it's time to take this out of the bag.
You do.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no. It's for some reason I started skateboarding first, and the way to ollie was really popping with my left foot or left leg, and to do it for the ollie is still right now doing a switch ollie is so hard. So that's why I was skating goofy. But when it's time to go fast and down a hill, so I wakeboard. I don't wakeboard often, but I wakeboard regular because my foot are strapped. So when my feet are strapped, I go regular, and if it's not, I'm going goofy. But if I go like
Pourquoi? Why?
I don't know. I like the sideways going left, you know, for when I'm strapped, and when I'm not strapped, I'm going right. I'm not the only one.
I'm the same way, but
yeah, you are the same way. Yeah,
same exact thing.
And
But it's not like
for
the-
you. It's the strapped thing too.
Don't have an answer of why.
Yeah, what about
I
the
don't-
ollie? Is it because
Say that again?
the ollie is way easier when you're when you go like pop with your with your left leg
On a skateboard?
Yeah, so the ollie is easier, goofy, but you might prefer to go fast like regular.
You know, I don't know why it feels the way it does, but it just feels right. That's the only way I can describe it. It doesn't make any sense, but it's like, are you ambidextrous? I think some people are ambidextrous, right? Like I play hockey lefty, I play golf righty.
Same.
So and then I snowboard regular, skate goofy. So like I think there's just a degree of the way our brains are wired is just a bit ambidextrous.
Yeah, but have you ever like tried to write left hand?
No, I mean yes,
I'm
it's
so
horrible.
bad. Yeah, exactly.
It's
So
horrible.
it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And do you play baseball left or
I
right?
throw righty. You throw righty?
No, I'm talking about like hitting the.
I bat righty.
Okay.
Same?
Oh, you're not
And
left.
I'm really both for that one.
Oh, you're
It's
really
weird,
both. Yeah. That's amazing. Which way do you fingerboard?
Right.
Goofy or regular?
Okay, sorry. Right arm, and I go goofy.
You go goofy? No, you don't.
I go like that. Yeah.
Oh, you're goofy on a fingerboard. I'm regular on a fingerboard.
Oh, weird.
So this, see this.
And you guys are
everything's-
both right-handed.
Yeah, we're both right-handed. I'm goofy. See, that's how I always.
Yeah, I'm left-handed. That's weird.
Yeah, he's basically Mongo on a fingerboard. So all right, Frank, I'd like to hear this story because it's one of my favorite stories in the world, and it's from Stoneham, and
Oh no,
yes,
we're
going there. And I don't know if Eaststone's ever heard this story. So
I am familiar with Stoneham, but I'm not familiar with the story, I don't think.
you know which one this is, Frank. Can you just walk us through?
I'm sorry for people listening to that. It's a little intense, but shit's happen.
Actually, I think I have heard the story.
So there's one thing it's important to understand before I start the story. It's I sleepwalk. I sleepwalk more when I drink. I think it's a normal thing. But so I wake up in the morning from a big night, and yeah, it was February, and so the month after January for people who didn't understand that. And it's really cold. We're in Quebec City. I mean, Stoneham is a resort close to there, and I was living there. And I wake up, and it smell like shit. Obviously, it smell bad. And I'm like, oh, what I just did, or what happened last night. And I just look into like my bedroom, and I see on the heater. You know, the heaters are like on the side of the wall. You know, it's
The heater.
the heater. Yeah, thank you.
The
Sean.
heater?
Thank you, Chris. The
Eatery?
The heater.
And
It's like a cast iron heater, basically.
yeah, and there's say a 8 inches shit on the heater.
8-inch long poop?
Yeah, and it's
log.
like- yeah, a log, and it's like a little bit melt because it's working.
Is this one of those like high heaters?
No, it is the low one. But,
Oh, but
the
it's
thing
still
is kind
like-
of funny because it was laying on the heater. And it was not like half on the side. It was like, I don't know how I did that. And I look at my hands. I'm like, I didn't touch it. My hands are clear. So I don't know, like, my what was my technique for that? If I put my back, on the wall and I move slowly on the right.
To perfectly lay it down.
And
It's baking into the heater.
yeah, and it smelled for months after that. It was horrible.
There's just no way to get rid of the smell.
My girlfriend came by after 2 weeks. Like, what's wrong with the smell in our bedroom? I'm like, I don't know. It was super hard to
You
clean.
said you
as
didn't
well.
know?
Yeah, no, but I told her at some point.
Baby, I shit the heater.
Yeah, sorry for the listener.
And you had none on your hands or anything
No.
too. It's almost like
And there was no pee at all. It was just
there's
that.
no pee. Is there?
No, it was just that thing on the heater.
It's baking on there. Just baked on.
And perfect.
Okay, I have another question. What does the heater and your kitchen knife drawer have in common?
I mean, same thing.
What?
really want
You
me to
pooped
talk-
in the knife drawer?
It was diarrhea.
In the knife
Yeah,
drawer?
I was not as lucky. It was take a little while to clean that though.
Can you?
Oh my god.
What?
How
so,
high is the knife drawer?
in your standard issue underneath the countertop.
It was not
Just
that high.
Yeah,
it was
normal.
Like, it was. Yeah, it was.
It's
more-
still like 3 feet high, right? Like higher than a toilet bowl.
Also, what? It wasn't poo. It was what?
diarrhea.
You said it good that time.
Oh yeah, okay.
You
Oh,
did.
sometimes say diarrhea or
So you were sleepwalking, and you somehow open the knife drawer that's like waist high, higher than your toilet.
no, it's
No, it's not.
It's
It's
not.
like
It's
knee high.
that dryer
Knee
was the
high,
same.
okay.
Yeah, it was the same height, but still, I moved from my bedroom, go downstairs, and like
Open
just
the drawer.
Sleepwalk.
and everywhere in there.
I wish you had the ring camera footage. Of that.
Yeah, the ring camera would be
him
incredible.
Sleepwalking, opening the drawer, and then turning around.
I mean, you should
spraying
ask.
diarrhea into it.
You should ask my wife. We've been together a long time, and I think she has some videos.
These are the only 2 that you've heard. There must
No,
be
there's more. I have a
was
lot more.
gonna say,
I
there's
actually,
gotta be.
we'll have more
All
we
right.
get into, but
There's gotta
but
be
you know
so
what's
many
really
more.
funny?
Are we gonna get more into that?
Later
What,
on.
do you have some more for us?
There's more. Yeah, there's more. But
incredible.
also, Sab is a saint. Your wife's a saint. She didn't.
Yeah.
She
gotta be.
wasn't happy about the knife drawer though. I'll tell you that.
No, but she's really nice. I don't know how I did that, but
Did you have to call a carpenter and get a new drawer installed?
no, I did it. I fixed it.
Yeah, we've eaten with those knives since it's.
I forgot about the silverware was actually in there.
You want a steak knife, Chris?
Yeah, you tell me about it after we're eating
After you're
dinner.
eating steak.
Like which silverware exactly did the diarrhea get on?
Wow, that is incredible. And was there none on your hands that time either?
No.
Also, mind you, this is after generally a big night of partying, so that's usually like a combination platter.
Yeah, for a sleepwalker, I think it goes like higher when you drink.
Do you still sleepwalk?
Yes, less often. I don't know if it's like because I party less or because I don't know, but I'm better now.
His snoring is insane.
Yeah, snoring is good.
And
What's your girl say? She's cool with it?
She snores same as me.
Oh,
so-
she does. You both are just solid
It's a
logs
good connection on
in
that.
symmetry.
Sorry, Sab.
Do your little kids snore?
Actually, yes, they do. And like it's so funny. You ask them like to like fake sleeping, and they like. So that's for them what his sleeping is. It's not closing your eyes. It's more the snoring.
The house must be so rad after hours. Just
Loud.
4 people snoring.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and talk to you guys about liquid death. Buds and I murder liquid deaths on the regular. You may be cruising around your local grocery store and see, oh, there's a tall can of liquid death. Why is there beer in the water section? It's not beer. It's water, Buds.
It's mountain spring water, right?
So why do they call it liquid death, Buds?
Because it's going to brutally murder your thirst like a serial killer out there. Get rid of the dehydration and hydrate.
They also donate a portion of their profits to every can sold to help kill plastic pollution.
Yeah, death to plastic.
Death to plastic. They also got great merch. They got hoodies, t-shirts, cool collabs with Nixon.
Dude, I wear that pink hoodie and it's awesome. The whoever's doing their graphics over there is killing it.
You can find Liquid Death Mountain Water on Amazon or at a retailer near you. And the Bombhole listeners get 20% off their first Liquid Death apparel purchase. Available exclusively at liquiddeath.com/bombhole. Again, that's liquiddeath.com/bombhole. All right, we're going to take a quick break and talk to you guys about Woodward Park City. It's only 15 minutes from Salt Lake, and they're open 365 days a year. Buds.
That's every day.
That's every day. They just added 20% more terrain park features. The park is smacking right now, Buds.
Smacking. That place, I mean, if they had that when I was a young kid, it would have been just incredible. The kids are lucky right now.
It wouldn't be a Switch Mickey that you were doing. It'd be a Switch Double Mickey.
Maybe a trip. I don't know.
It could be a
it's
triple
basically
McTwist.
endless what could be done. These kids are really lucky. There's foam pits inside, the skateboarding, there's biking, there's parkour, sledding, and snowboarding and skiing. It's incredible.
Drop in for a session or a lesson any day of the week. Access to Woodward Park City is available through daily tickets with full day lift access starting at $40. Totally affordable, fun place to go ride. It's just a great place to have fun with your friends. Simple as that. Check out Woodward Park City. All right, let's get back into it, Frank. So earlier, we kind of breezed over your enlightened part. And that to me is a very special part. That's when you were really locked in. And do you have a favorite trick from that iconic video part?
I have a bunch of them. Let's say, I did all the 270s. Sorry, should we start again? So can you hear him?
It was, yeah. Sorry.
You can hear it, but who gives a shit? Just keep going.
Okay, so I had all those 270s, like a back 270s. I never really did that before, so I was super hype on that. And obviously, enders are sometimes like your favorite because there's certain reason and it's a nice spot. And whenever I did switchback clip on that long down rail in Quebec, there were like a bunch of different tricks before, but I was super hype on that. And for me, it was a big day because my grandfather I really like. His name was Benoit, same than my kid actually. So it's kind of funny, but he died that day. So I went back after that to do the trick and got it. So I'm super. That was, that's a day I remember, that's for sure.
And you dedicated your ender for your grandfather. I remember you said that in the video, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's a special trick.
Yeah, I'm going to remember that one.
And didn't he give you some great life advice at some point?
Yeah, we talked about it earlier, but yeah, my grandfather always told me, like, you better know somebody than something. So that means having connection with people sometimes it's better than know some stuff in a book. And I think that's smart. I didn't know at the start as back in the days, but now I know, like, from having businesses and, you know, like, it's cool to know a bunch of people because you can learn a lot from people.
There's a saying in English. It's like more. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Is kind of how we phrase that. But same.
Yeah, thank you.
The mem shows. I like that. And you talked about, you know, doing all 4 270s, and I think this is a fun wormhole to go down because French Canadian snowboarders, for those who aren't familiar, are very known for proper. Like, you have to do your trick a certain way. If you do a backside lip slide, it needs to be between the bindings. It needs to be square. You need to come off in the middle of the bindings. Why are you French Canadians known for doing your stupid tricks so proper?
Yeah, trick police over there.
I would
across
say
the border.
thank you for all of us, but I don't know. It's just being all together all the time in Stoneham and watching video parts and complaining maybe sometimes about tricks, like why that tricks made it to that video part, and just like being always together and talking about it and just like being, nope, that's not gonna work. You tap or your press went down or you're like on your binding on that backflip that made no sense. And that was for us. That was just like a way you have to do it, and that's how we do it. So it was natural for us. But like I seen people doing like their tricks for like 60 times because they were like not perfect angle or something. But at the end, it works. You know, you remember like those video parts, and like there was nothing to say about it. There was other stuff to say about it, but the trick was well done. You know.
Let me tell you something, buds. Filming with French Canadians, it's fucking annoying.
They'll make you do it
because they'll
do
do a perfect backflip, perfect switch 270. You're like, wow, that was great. They're like, I'm gonna do another one. You're like, then they do it perfect again. You're like, I'm gonna do another one. And you're like, dude, you have 3 perfect ones. And they're like, it's like a competition to like
to do it perfect,
and
more
then,
perfect,
and
then
you're
more
just like,
perfect.
dude, you guys are stupid.
But at the end, like, no, I don't know.
You can't move on to the next spot.
It is.
I don't
It's
think you gotta
just-
hang out
it's
there
good
forever.
It's good to keep snowboarding in a high level. I'm busting your balls. I actually think
That's
it's
why
awesome.
they became the best, huh?
Yeah, I mean, not the best, but I remember like we went to Japan for Chris's X game, and he was doing a switchback lip on that king, and he comes to me. He's like, "What do you think?" I'm like, "Doesn't work at all." And
You were there helping him, huh?
I did that 3rd try, by the way.
yeah, and I regret it because like he went back after that and didn't get it better. And did you went back?
No. What happened was so basically the easiest battle in my life. I did the switchback lip 3rd try in my real snow, and I went, and I have a different philosophy. And I did the switchback lip, and I was going to switch. I hit the kink. It just took me to like what would be to fakie, what was actually to regular, right? So I didn't hold it to switch the whole way. And we watched the footage, and Phil, Jacques, and Frank were both like, nope, not good. You need to do it again. And I'm like, you know, I just have a different philosophy. I like the way my body language was on the trick. I was like, I came off between the bindings. It wasn't to switch. But in the French Canadian rule book, that's a fucking no-go.
But that's what I.
But you let it go, and it was your.
I let it go. and
No,
it's
but
just-
the goal to say that, I was just saying like at the end, it was one of your best trick you have in your part, and like we're stupid to say that because it looks so good. It was just like I don't know, like on the moment trying to do the best, but at the end the result was super good.
Wait,
So that's what
And
I'm
then
saying.
you gotta
Like,
remember the people at the end watching it.
The reality is actually, though, if you want to be totally honest, a good friend tells you
True.
to do it again. A bad friend is like, yeah, it's good, man. It's like, dude, your face dragged in the landing. Like it's not even usable.
And I've seen that on trips where they just want to ride next, so they're
Yeah.
telling someone that it's good.
A good friend tells you need to do it again.
Yeah.
That's a good friend move. I back it, honestly.
but the result was really good at the end. That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you do it again and again and again, and you just go back to the 10 tries, and the first 10 try was better than like I don't know.
Yeah, there's a philosophy too that I've heard Keegan Velika say that's like you want to do the trick the way your body naturally does it, kind of. So like the one I did 3rd try was like kind of like natural body language, where sometimes when you keep refining it, it does probably get better, but sometimes you're like you get a little too, it can be like robotic or something, you know, like the little bit of sketch can add to it, but I'm also justifying like not doing it perfect because I could have done it again to switch. For sure. So anyway, but it's a good conversation.
Yeah, I like it.
I have a good question for you too. So you have a really good 270s, especially on like a gap rail. If you look like you can do a 270 where you kind of do it all in one cadence, where you just like spin it and then like go to fakie or something. But you guys have this really good like pop, wait with your board straight, and then whip the whole 270 at the end. I love it.
Thank you. But I think that's a way for myself. why I do that is because I don't want to commit too much, and I want to do the half cab and not being like in trouble doing the 270 in one way. So it's a good way to see it, you know. I'm talking about front side because backside is a little different because you don't see that much. You better like spin faster.
Yeah.
But from front side or cab, whatever, it's you see better, so you can wait and your body is ready to do it. But you don't. If you don't have to do it, you're like comfortable to just go half cab or maybe switchboard side.
Mm-hmm. To me, one of the most beautiful things is on a front side or cab or hardway front side 270 or whatever is a good weight, like weight to turn the board.
Yeah, and we're lucky on our sport. We can wait because our feet are strapped in the board. So that's not every like other boards sport you can do that. So that's good. We have that. You know?
That's a good point. Yeah, I love it. I love the trick police conversation too. So Frank, in the unwritten rule book of French Canadian tricks that are okay to do and not okay to do, which ones are illegal?
It's hard to say because at some point, I mean, all the crooked like tail press like 45 degrees.
What about the Smith grind?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I mean, at some point it comes, people bring it back. I did myself, and I think it's kind of cool, but it's really hard to lock it in. It's like not as on a skateboard, you know. So I think they are a little bit illegal. I'm thinking.
What about low presses?
I mean, it's not a presses. It's a 50-50, right?
I love when the body's all up pressed, but the board's not. That's good
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, the press has to be at least from the middle.
Where are you at with a swivel?
I mean, I'm down with it. It's a trick, you know. It's everybody that was good about snowboarding. I think it's whatever you can do, whatever you want, you know, whatever the style you want to do, and it's an art at some point, you know. It's a sport, but you can do whatever you want. So it's like I respect it, you know. Like people want to do a swivel, just go for it, and it looks good sometimes.
But they
you
can't.
know?
You know what? He's not being honest now. He's being too nice.
He's not being
You're
himself.
not getting him in the van because
No.
he'd be like, nope, swivel illegal.
Yeah.
No, I will not like it in my video part, but I respect people who like. I seen some cool one, you know, and the tap at the end and like all those things I was not down.
You don't
before.
like the dead lung?
I like that long, but I mean, but I mean,
I
I
don't
think
mean as a person. That's
but as
the trick.
for myself, I will not do that in a video part. But like when I see it, I'm happy to see it. But it's not my favorite.
You don't like to see people dancing around on the handrail, huh? You want tricks, solid, how they're supposed to be done.
Like I think I'm getting better, more mature. So that's why I'm like saying that like
No,
that.
I want to hear the hate.
Yeah.
No, but the 8 back in the days, I was not done at all. As right now, I think that's what is good. Is like I'm saying, it's an art. You can do whatever you want. If people like it, if you like it and it works, that's good. But like for myself, you see in skateboarding a bunch of different style, and some people are related to that, you know. So I think that's good. For myself, it's not. I don't
What about
like
the
it.
combo platter?
Yeah, but switch ups.
Yeah,
I'm
people
down
are-
with switch up. I
You're
do a
down with
bunch
a
of
switch up.
Yeah, I prefer the switch up when it's like on an angle, and you know, it's flat to down, then more down on a down.
Yeah,
rail.
like some type of angle change on the rail. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
No, I
okay,
know.
another question. What about the half cab 50 front 3?
Sorry to laugh. I mean, I think it's a contest trick. You know, it's an easy one to lock in, and it doesn't look that good. But like I said again, it's what I think, and it's like I will not do it in a video part.
What about flipping off of some metal?
I'm down.
Yeah, he's done it.
Down.
He's got flips in the resume. Okay, we
That's
have
a contest trick, though. That's why I ask, you know?
Yeah, but at the same time, you've seen like people doing board slide up a rail and go backflip and board slide down the rail, and I think it's kind of intense and like it looks good. And I don't know. I mean, a front flip out of a rail for myself, I think it's easy, but it's fun to watch, you know.
Okay, we got a guest question from your dad, and it's not in the normal format of audio. It was over text. So,
Because my father English is worse than me, so it's better on the text, I think.
yeah, we did it over
Is that
text.
why he texted it? That's tight.
So, your dad told me you speed skated as a kid, you played a lot of tennis, you were a school badminton champion, you cycled over 1,000 miles in Europe with your father, you even learned to play the piano for 5 years. Your parents took the whole family to ski resorts every weekend. Despite all this, your father still wonders why you developed a passion for snowboarding when you were exposed to so many other things as a kid.
Because that's what I like the most. That was my passion. Everything else was like a thing you can do when you're young, you know. Playing piano, playing piano because your parents want you to learn the music, and I think it's great. It's okay. I didn't really like it, obviously. Sorry, Dad.
I think your dad's a little regretful. He showed you all these fine like things like like showed you some art and badminton and
He was nice with the
piano
badminton.
No, I was really good at badminton. Like,
but then here you are, this punk snowboarder. Is kind of what that text sounds like to me. I don't know.
yeah, no, I think my dad, like at the start, it was a little for my parents. It was like when I quit school, I'm like, I want to do that for a living. That's what I want to do, and they were like, well, that's kind of hard, you know. It's like not the path they did, you know. So it's and it in my city, there's no one who did something like that. So like in my hometown, I'm saying. So like for them at the start, it was like kind of weird about it. But when I started doing like after like it took a little long, so they were like kind of a little not they were a little
Nervous? Or?
not nervous, but like yeah, a little nervous about it. Sorry about that. Yeah, a little nervous about it. So like but when it works, you know, when I get money from it, and I was like actually traveling all around the world and meeting good people, they were like super hype on that, but they were stressing about it at the start because you want your kid to do something like he likes and something he can do. He has to work, you know. He cannot do it, you know.
How does your dad feel now when he walks into the hotel and here
he's-
you are, this big hotelier?
Yeah, he sit at the bar. People who works at the restaurant, they know what he's gonna
He
have.
chills at
as
the
a
bar?
beer. Yeah, comes at the bar, have his pizza in the middle of the afternoon after a bicycle ride, you know, and he enjoy it. He's
proud.
Yeah, he's proud, and he's like right now he's retired, so like really like he's super hype. I'm back in my hometown, we're like super close to him, so my parents are super happy about that.
Do you charge him?
I do charge them, yeah.
Good businessman right
char-
there.
Let me tell you something.
I know. I know. Sorry, 1 second. I charge 50% off though.
Oh, he gets the family and
He gets
friends
a family
discount.
discount. Let me tell you something. Raymond is a legend.
Is a legend.
Frank's
His dad,
dad's
I
a
bet.
legend. Yeah, straight
But
up.
he's not getting a free slice.
He ain't getting a free slice. No,
Not even on
He
half
gets
off
he
pizza
actually,
day.
Frank gave him promo code bombhole for his
Yeah.
dad to get 50% off.
His dad's not getting.
But I mean, I can explain it. It's like you don't want to come. You don't want to feel bad to come in my place. You know, you don't want me to give him stuff, so he wants to pay for it. Yeah, it's 50%, but he doesn't want to. Don't go, you know, because he wants to come all the
He
time.
doesn't
so that's
wanna
why.
feel
How much?
bad.
How much do you charge him for a water bottle?
Yeah.
That's free. Who doesn't like a?
I mean, this
a
guy
good water
let you. He
butthole,
let
right?
you live in the house. He let you live in the house for 18 years, maybe longer. I mean, yeah, 50% off. That makes sense.
Dude, briefly, you brought up the fact that Frank was nasty at badminton.
Oh,
Like
I can only
nasty.
imagine.
Like he was like a state champ or some shit.
Super
right?
tight white
Or high
shorts.
school champ.
Yeah, I was doing really good till like 4th grade in high school. So that's 15 years old, and I was a lot into snowboarding, and I got some issues at a badminton tournament because I was playing against somebody, right? So it's a competition. Sorry for the, so I got frustrated and I was really pissed and breaking my racket, or you said
Yeah, your racket.
yeah, my racket all the time, and that's why I realized I don't really like it. You know, I like to do stuff for myself. I don't have to like try to beat somebody else. You know, and that's why I choose snowboarding, because it's like I can do whatever I want. I can do contests, or I can just do filming. The goal was to film, obviously, when I did contests, because it's the way you do it, I guess, in Quebec back in the days. But yeah, that's why I kind of switched, and I didn't do like tennis or like bicycling. Is just that there's no contest against somebody else. It's more against yourself, you know.
Unless you're doing X Games real snow.
Yeah, but you still want to prove you can film a video part. Back in the days was 60 seconds from December, like just December. You have to finish it for start of January, and it's cool. Like it's still a video part, you know. It's a big challenge. It was kind of intense, and it was a good challenge. But yeah, it's still a video part at the end, so you're kind of proud of it. Yeah, it's a contest, but you like for myself when I took a video part out, I want to be proud of it, and I think I did I was happy at what I did in the real snow.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome, dude. You went in on real snow, and I think the thing that's cool with real snow is it's not just you. Like you need a good support group around you. And I thought it was really cool. Like remember, Louis got asked the first year, and we were like on some of the trips helping Louis, and then you got asked, and Louis was doing it, but we were kind of working together. I was helping you, and then I did it, and you helped me, and like I guess. With real snow, it's not just your video part. There's like you got to have a good crew that's down to work hard and like grind and get after it.
Yeah, and you're saying about snowboarders, but there's filmers there and photographers, and
yeah,
it's good to have a good team with them too. And it was good times,
great times.
Do they have? Is real snow still going?
I think so.
I don't think so.
Oh, I don't know.
I
Je
don't
ne
know.
sais pas.
I feel like since COVID, maybe it slowed down.
In real snow, though, you say it's not a competition, but when you and Louis were filming the same year together, you guys had a friendly competition. It was a friendly competition.
No, it was fun. It was rock, paper, scissors for spots. You know,
Yeah.
we see a spot together. We're
For
like,
spots?
shotgun, this is mine. It's like, no, I seen it at the same time than you. So, like, we're doing rock, paper, scissors for spots. Because we cannot
That's
have the
so
same
rad.
spot. You can just 50 it or board slide. So, with a Yaz's spot, I do mine. And it was a funny year. I don't think I will go back on a trip with somebody else who's doing a real snow.
Dude,
Yeah,
there-
'cause
but
in
it
the
was
States,
good.
everyone would split up and you would not shoot together.
Yeah, but it was fun. It was really super chill.
one of the most legendary sessions I've ever seen in my entire snowboard career was in Stockholm. We went to these like 2 really steep down rails that put you right into the ground, and you had to gap out past like maybe 5-10 feet of like a ledge, something like that. So there's like a gap out to a really long down rail, and Louis like gap back lipped it, and then do you want to just talk us through that session?
Yeah, but first of all, I don't know if we can talk about it, but the rail was nubbed. So the night before in a nice city as Stockholm, we went at night to cut the thing, and I felt bad about it because there's not that many rails who got our nub there, but it was a really nice rail. It was like 2 flat ledges, and you have to pass the ledges to hit the down rail, so you have to wait to spin, you know, and that was a great natural speed in a park, super mellow, and we work our way to a trick. We're not stressed about like going straight for the trick, so it was a pretty good session. And like as usual, Louis has to do just better than everybody else. So I did front 2 and he went for cap 2 backflip. But you get used to, you know, it's fine. Kidding, Louis. It's just
it was fucking crazy though too, because and then Frank did gap 50 dropped to board slide on the rail, but the point I guess I'm saying is like this session, like I remember watching Louis backlip it and I'm scared, and I'm watching Frank front 2 it and I'm scared, and then Louis starts cab 2 backlipping it, but like it was like high consequence, narrow stairs. Like if you come off early, you could definitely get caught up in the rail next to it. And man, it was just that was one of the heaviest sessions I feel like I've ever seen.
the impact too in the end was flat, and the long down rail was it was something.
Dude,
So you guys push each other.
Yeah, I mean that's good. I'm kidding about like he's doing better trick, and
I mean, he's really good.
yeah, no, obviously he's
If there's a guy to be out
He's
there
all right.
with like that,
He's all right.
Let's not blow his head up too
Yes,
much.
he's all right.
yeah, exactly.
Dude, but
He's average. He's
he
very
was
average.
Okay, yep. Like the best thing was there was this one gap to double slide off of a roof, and we're having breakfast at some hotel in Stockholm, and these two are talking in French, like I don't know what the fuck they're saying, and then they just Rosham, and then Frank just slams the table here. Like you hear like all the fucking silverware jumping. I'm like, what just happened? It's like, oh, Frank lost Rosham for the gap to double slide.
And you're just all sitting there eating. And
That was great breakfast, by the way. Just a full buffet of like nice meat.
It was
and
a great
cheese and
buffet.
Patty's bakeries and all that was
Incredible buffet, huh?
You remember we're like being a bunch of dudes in a room, and it was so expensive there. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
And we go to like the breakfast, and we like just take everything for our lunch.
Yes.
Like making like
packing your
sandwich.
pockets.
Oh yeah, like full. But it was nice food. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
Different than the Super 8, you know.
It was just a great buffet.
The buffet, man.
Did I say something wrong with the buffet?
No, man. No, not at all.
A meat buffet. It's like a place you know, the meat buffet.
The meat buffet.
I'm
it's
talking about a strip club.
Is
Is that a place?
No, the meat buffet.
Yeah, the meat buffet is a strip. Can be a strip club, right? Sorry, we're probably gonna cut that part.
Probably not, actually, but let's go. Woo!
Okay, we're getting there.
Well, while we're talking about Louis, what's up with Louis's wallet?
Oh, you know, classic. We go to Hood in the summer to go ice cascade, and we do like a week there and have fun. Like I don't know if it was maybe a salmon session or whatever. Salmon,
Salmon.
salmon session.
Say salmon like the fish.
Salmon,
Salmon.
salmon. But there's our L somewhere, and that's a salmon.
Salmon. Okay,
Salmon.
keep going.
Anyways,
Sorry.
yeah. So we're there for a week, and we like snowboard every day. And the last day before we go to the plane, we go to that bar. I think it's Charlie's, right?
Charlie's, yep.
Yeah, and we have some beers and we play games there, and we come back home and we wake up in the morning. Oh, I'm saying like the place they give us like a little chalet or something, and we're like in the same room, just us two. And wake up in the morning, and his wallet and his passport on the carpet in the middle. And I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And he touched it, and it's all wet. So yeah, I'm gonna let you guess what happened.
At least you didn't poop on
Yeah,
it.
he
I
peed
guess.
on it. He peed on it.
yeah.
So what did it? Did you put it there and then pee on it, or did he?
We don't know.
No one knows.
Here's the situation. Louis might have beat you in real snow, but you pissed on his wallet. So who really won?
Yeah, you're the winner.
I think Frank won.
How did Louis take that?
Oh, he got pissed, and he probably got he did a revenge somewhere, but I don't know which one. But he's
Maybe
really,
like in your boot or something. No
Yeah.
one knows.
we don't want to
So
know.
you got to be careful rooming with Frank, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
dude,
snoring
snoring's
and
insane.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
but
the
more so if
bodily fluids.
If you find some fluid or poop in your
or
stuff,
solid
yeah,
feces. Yeah. Anything can happen.
anything.
All right, Stone Buds.
That's me.
We're going to take a quick break and talk to you guys about BUBS Naturals. If you guys are unfamiliar, we always talk about their collagen. It's really good for just overall vitality, recovery, recovering from injuries, all that type of stuff. But big news.
Yeah, BUBS Brew.
They do. They got coffee beans, Buds. What's up with
Coffee
them?
beans. It sounds like to me we got a USDA organic fair trade first ever coffee bean to be Whole 30 approved. It's BUBS Brew. It's a dark roast, Chris.
It's a full body, rich chocolatey cocoa, caramel, and toffee-like sweetness.
That sounds delicious.
Another great thing about BUBS is they give 10% of all their profits to charity. So you can feel good about that. It's a good cause. They got collagen. They got MCT oil. Now they got BUBS Brew. They got the gummies, the apple cider vinegar gummies. We hammer a bottle of those a day, easy.
Easy.
Keep the gut biome good. So all in all, BUBS is a great brand. They're supporting the show. That's a brand from our sport. The founder is a snowboarder. And basically, head on over to bubsnaturals.com. Use promo code BOMBHOLE for 20% off. Again, bubsnaturals.com. Use promo code for BOMBHOLE. Get 20% off. All right, we're going to take a quick break and talk to you guys about HIPPEAS Organic Chickpea Puffs, Stony Buds.
Yeah, I think we're talking about Sriracha Sunshine today, and wow, delicious.
It's almost unsafe the amount of bags I've been putting down of these things. They taste like something that would be unhealthy for you because they're so good, but they're actually good for you, buds.
Yeah, and you know, it's like secure the bag is what they always say. They're kosher, they're vegan, plant-based protein, delicious.
They're non-GMO as well. One thing I think we should talk about too is the fact that they support the bomb hole.
And it's incredible because I support eating them, so it goes hand in hand.
So if you want to go check out some HIPPEAS, head on over to hippies.com and use promo code BOMBHOLE20 for 20% off. They're also available at your local grocery store. Yeah. Buds, you want to take us back in?
Let's get back into it, boys.
All right, Frank, we got to talk about Deja Vu. Iconic, legendary film crew with all the Quebecois. You guys picked 8 riders originally and made 2 timeless films.
It kind of put them on the map, I think. They're already on the map, but it really solidified.
It gave you some map location.
It was just like, these guys are the best. You know what I mean?
Anyway, why'd you guys do Deja Vu crew?
Sorry, what?
MapQuest. It put them on MapQuest.
The break kind of okay, we're English here. So what's the question again?
Why did you guys form the Deja Vu crew?
So I think from bandwagon back in the days, like we're like all together and like everybody split up to do like stuff for their company or like whatever the project they want to do. And it's been like a few years and we kind of like we're talking about like let's just come back all together and it would be cool to just film together and have fun for a few years. And at the year before Deja Vu, we did like a little trip in Sherbrooke all together, and it was so much fun. It was just like good times, and like it was productive too, like because we know how to work together and have fun together, so we don't have to say that much, and we just know how to do it. And we did that little
prequel
web edit, yeah, exactly. And it was and good response from people from the internet, because back in the days there was no internet, and that at that point there were internet, so we did that, and just makes sense. And so we start working on a proposal for like sponsors, because it's not easy to make a movie. You need like a good filmers, and good filmers you need to pay them, and like you want to be like with good sponsorship and good partner in there. And so we decided to do it together, and it went well. It was some really good years.
Who were the filmers?
So the first year was in Deja Vu was Harry Hagen and Aiden Ranch, and for the other Encore, the movie after that was same two, and Tanner Pendleton.
So heavy crew.
Heavy crews, and the first guys just happen to have H's, huh?
Yeah,
It's tough.
He's pretty good. Yeah, it's tough for the tough for the Frenchies. They're also what happens on these trips is if you speak English, you're stranded on English Island. So me and Harry Hagen would spend a lot of time on English Island.
What if it was just Harry and not you? He must have been bumming.
It was probably hard for them, actually. Now I think about it, they were like really nice, and we have good times and everything. But sometimes they were like probably bummed. We're trying to like speak the most English we can, but sometimes we just start making jokes and having fun and like put the English on the side, and it was hard for them. And thank you to like they stayed. We did 3 years with them, and they did well. And sorry about that again, because
Well, we got a guest question from Harry Hagen. Here we go.
What up, Bombhole? Got a question for Big Frank. Frank, if you could give us a rundown on your experience of how you got back into Finland from Estonia, that would be great. As the driver of the vehicle, I remember it pretty vividly, but I'm not sure you do the same. Miss you, big dog. Hope all is well.
Okay, another party memories. So we were in Finland all together, and we decided to go to Estonia for a day, just for a day. So we left in the morning really early, take the boat and go to Estonia. And we were driving around, trying to find a spot, and we found a spot. It was a really nice downrail at a stadium. It was pretty chill, but I'm kind of bigger than the others, so like to having the same speed to do the trick I want, it was hard. So I was just stoked to be in Estonia, so I decided to sit on the side and look at the session and have some beers. So yeah, I have a bunch of beers, and sometimes on a trip it's good to have a day off and think about something else or not think at all. And so yeah, I had a bunch of beers and went to a restaurant. I had a bunch of wine, and we went to the boat at night to come back, and we decided to party a little bit on the boat, having like I think it was Fireball, and it's a liquor, smell like it tastes like cinnamon. It was good. And so got shirtless, I think, and they put me in a little room for
the brig.
Yeah, for the rest of the trip, or part of the rest of the trip. That's what I remember. And I was passed out at some point, so they hide me in the trunk of the car because they don't want me to like talk to the border or something. So I was sleeping with bags over me, so they don't want me to talk to the guys at customs. So he drive through the customs with me hiding in the back. And I came back from that night at the hotel, and I never really puke, and I think I had too much, so that happens sometimes, and it's a good thing. So you remember like you drink too much, and I puke in the hotel room and outside. But yeah, it happened to me like once every 2 years. It's not like So
they had to smuggle you into the country.
They covered him in bags, and they covered him in coats because they couldn't find his passport. And he was passed out and being unresponsive, so they covered him in coats and smuggled him across the border.
Yeah. So, and the day after that, I wake up like kind of hungover and try to put all my shit together and like let's go film. Like there's not that many days left, and we drive around because we're not sure what we're gonna do. We have like some plans, but I didn't have any, and I find a spot. I'm like, wow. This is the best spot ever. I want to do it. And everybody was like laughing at me. It was like, no, you're not going to board today. And I had a bunch of water in the morning, so that helps me a little bit. And they let me at the spot, and like, you can shovel it by yourself. Like, you're not going to do it. And I shoveled by myself all morning. And they came back like thinking I'm going to chill on the snowbank. And the setup was pretty much ready. And they pulled me a bungee. And the bungee is the thing it's like an elastic and like give you speed for the spot for people who doesn't know, and hit the spot, and it was my ender of Deja Vu. Yeah.
So he was all banged up and then hung over, and he gets an ender.
And it was kind of weird. Like I never really talk about it, but the day that date was March 8th. And I had like really two big accident when I was younger. I ruptured my spleen, and I think it was like some ribs broken too. And I was in the hospital for a while. I was really young though, and I had a concussion the year after that, same day. And I was that. But I realized later when I was writing, I was like, fuck, it's really March 8th right now, and I'm not that kind of person. But I remember not that many days. When I got married and like when my kids got born, but I got that day too, March 8th, and I did the trick. I was super happy, and you see Oli Gagnon was taking photos, walking super slow to me with like looking on the ground. I'm like, oh no, he's gonna do it. He's gonna say it. He's like, yeah, Frank, you want to do it again? I didn't really. He thinks like the photo can be better, so I'm like, really? Like it's not like a good timing. I'm kind of hungover, and I did it again, and the photo went to Snowboarder Photo Annual, so it was worth it.
It was worth it.
Yeah, when Oli said
so
something
Oli
like
missed
that.
the photo, huh?
He didn't miss the photo. I think he once really. It was something with a glass. It was like a
It was
reflection.
just a
of
reflection shot.
Yeah.
I know the shot. I remember it being in the magazine.
Yeah.
So he just wanted to line up the reflection a certain way.
So I did it again, and it was worth it.
That's awesome.
Should we give Ollie the super air horn?
Yes.
Let's give, dude, he's Ollie G. I feel like he was such a huge support system to the Deja Vu crew, too.
Yeah, it was at the start. The start of everything was bandwagon, and he lined up a road trip for us for the start of that movie. He's like, we're gonna drove from. I mean, that was our plan to drove from Quebec to Whistler all together. It's like back in the days when you don't have cell phones, it was like 6 or 7 cars of us, like all spread out and like doing Quebec City to Whistler, driving to find spots, and it was pretty cool. It was Marie-François was there. It was like Charles Gagnon, Max Bergeon, it was like Ben, like all the other 8s, But he lined up a story about that for Snowboarder with Ben Fee was there too. It was pretty cool. So at the start, he was still there, and then all Deja Vu, and he was always there, and he do such a great job. But sometimes when you come back walking and looking at the ground, you're like, that's worth it,
Well, on the subject of Ollie G, we happen to have a guest question. He also asked the same question as Harry Hagen, so I just trimmed it to the second half of his question. So here we go.
My memory's acting up a little bit here. I was wondering if you could remind me how to safely attach a banshee bungee at a spot. All right, guys, much love.
Thank you, Ollie. We really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you to Aiden to make that video too. Like I know there was a sponsor of Enlighten, and I think I was with Spencer at that time, and and was not too good at English, and I did like a video to explain how to attach a banshee bungee a safe way. But it was horrible. I don't remember what I was saying.
The best, there's a video, and it's basically how to use a banshee bungee, and Frank is struggling finding the words in English that he's looking for, and he's like, I'm trying to put out, what is that fucking verb?
And it was attach.
So that was actually Ollie making fun of you right there, really.
I know that people like to do that.
So I think that video's still up and lives, huh?
It is a great video. It's a great video. To attach.
We'll cue it in the show notes.
What is that verb?
Yeah, thanks to the bungee on all those guys who pulled the bungee for me, because I'm
Thanks
so much
to the
heavier than everybody else. So they had to be like 3 people, then not 2. So it was a pain, but it works on some spots,
Dude, okay, I'm gonna change gears here. Let's talk cheddar biscuit.
Cheddar biscuit.
Let's get into the
cheddar
biscuits.
biscuit. Let's talk about the cheddar biscuits, dude. You were making some biscuits at some point.
Kid was stacking biscuits.
Let's talk about the biscuits.
Yeah, it takes a while, but at some point when I start doing the real snow and having that Ender and Enlighten, I think that all the sponsor was down with Frenchy Frank and So it was
and Rockstar.
Rockstar. It was 32 back in the day. Dragon, LRG, Arbor, and so I was making good money actually.
Are you gonna tell us how much?
The biscuits were
Yeah,
stacking.
I'm fine with it. It's been it's not the same right now, but it's been good times, good years, and from that I save a lot of money to buy those businesses. So it's and buy houses and have fun and travel all over the place. And I was making like more than 200,000 a year. So I think that's pretty good for a snowboard. I mean, for doing what you prefer. You know,
Is this Canadian or U.S.
it
dollars?
was Canadian
Or is it
dollar,
pesos?
But back in the
Yeah.
days, that was the same thing.
Oh, they were the same back then.
But and it's like I say, like I'm saying is like I was making that much money to something I like the most. You know,
Dude, that's
so
incredible.
that's great. I cannot complain, and I
I
did
mean,
it.
you're saying you didn't buy a house; you bought houses.
Yeah,
You're using that plural,
yeah.
and you got businesses. I mean, dude,
You know, it's an
props.
interesting thing to talk about too. You obviously like, you know, I think that everybody sees, you know, it's natural to see somebody that's successful and has a career and say, I want that, right? Like I want to be that person. I want that. But there's also another side to it, which I think is like the shit you put your body through. And I've been with you for some fucked up injuries. So I think this is a good segue to talk about the experience we had in Japan that was so fucking gnarly and what happened.
I'm gonna open a beer for that. So.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, that was a trip for the second year of Angkor. Start of the year was start of January, and we were with our guide Rio there. Shout out to Rio.
Super guide.
Yeah, super guide, and yeah, we were there. It was sorry, Chris, can you remember me? It was me, you.
Harry Hagen was filming. I think I might have been doing real snow at that time. I can't remember, but maybe Pat Fenelon, Harry Hagen.
Ryan was taking photos.
Yep.
Ryan
Huggy.
Hughes,
Yeah.
Huggy Bear.
Yeah, Huggy was taking photos.
Zach,
And who was the last rider?
Nick. Did you say Nick?
Oh, it's Nick. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nick Suave. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
totally right. Yep.
And so we were doing pretty well in the first part of the trip, and we move up north, and we find a spot. It was a temple, like a abandoned temple.
Japanese temple.
Yeah, it was insane. It was orange, so big, and like so many rails, and it was sorry about that. It was a really nice rail. Not my type that much, but it was so beautiful, and the photo will look so good. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And you have your guide who's like, you don't ride temples. That's not good. You know, in Japan, you have to respect the temple.
You're not supposed to.
No, exactly. So I was like, you know, it's like being like thing Jesus exists or whatever. Like it was like that's not really a thing, right? So that's what I think. Sorry about the others. I was like, okay, I'm gonna shovel that thing, and I really want to do it. So it was a down flat closeout with a big gap on the side. It was massive.
It was large. It was fucking gnarly.
And it was orange. It was like square bar.
It was heavy as fuck.
Was Rio tripping because you were at a temple?
I was trying to not think too much about it, and I was like, that's not something I believe in. So I was like, that's not somebody in the sky cannot really do that bad things, you know. But I'm gonna come back to that later. But so we shovel all night, all evening to like make the spot ready, and we decided to take the snow out of the closeout for the photo because you can see in the fence under the rail the snow. So I decided to take it off so it looks better. Right now, I think that was not a good idea, but yeah. So I take a decision like that, so it happened. So the day after that, I tried it like a bunch, like I don't know, like 50 tries maybe.
It was a lot of tries.
And I was going left or going like on the gap, and I was like, it was pretty heavy, like big gaps, but I was soft snow, and like all the guys there was shoveling and helping me out. It was really nice. And the thing is like, so when you go to a square bar, you're like kind of like locked to it. It's hard to go out like a round bar when you can just like pop out, you know,
Push off of it.
Yeah. So I did a down, flat, down, and the last flat before the closeout, I was going a little bit inside. So in the closeout, so I decided to try to go to bounce before the closeout on the closeout side, and I slipped, and my legs kind of hit like the rail, and right away I knew I broke my femur. So I'm like, guys, I need help.
You knew it was a femur.
Yeah, because when I take my bindings off, my leg was all jiggling, going on the other side, and like
jiggling.
Yeah, you can. It was like, oh, weird time. But yeah, so I knew that was happening, and I just remember like some people are saying like when you broke your femur, you can hurt like the artery or
Yeah,
something
you can
there.
nick
Your
it,
femoral artery.
and you
So I
can
was
die.
really stressed more than I was in pain because I was like, let's go to the hospital right now. And our guy was like already not that down about the temple thing and was like calling an ambulance to the temple was kind of weird. So it took us a little while to call the ambulance. I was like kind of freaking out. I'm like, and the other thing, I have a broken femur and we have to go down 2 stories on a shit push. A shit push shovel is like the big
Pusher shovel.
Chris probably went into action mode. I'm guessing.
He was really good actually.
I know.
There's,
He's like he's
I know
built for
people
these kind of
kind
moments.
Leave.
Some
like, when
people
the
go in fetal position and can't hang.
Yeah, he was doing great.
Rio kind of panics in a situation.
Yeah, it was kind of complicated with if he called really the
disrespect.
ambulance and
We're just
everything.
making sure this guy was gonna survive.
Yeah, and Chris
basically.
goes into like, I'm gonna save you, son.
So we were like thinking about taking the car, but like ambulance came and jumped in the ambulance, called my insurance to make sure before I got like whatever after. So called the insurance. The road back to the hospital was insane. Like all the bump, that was a lot of pain. And so I arrived at the hospital and so I see a doctor and like make sure like I'm gonna take care of it. And they bring me like to a little room and they try to. So they knew obviously I had the broken femur. So Ari again was there, Nick Sauvé was there, and they were like people holding me my shoulders and myself, and other people was trying to pull my leg. So my bones were on top of each other, and they're trying to bring the bones like close to each other because it's going to be easier for the surgery. And they never did it. And it was so painful. I remember Ari didn't like it that much. But yeah, so it was really painful. Didn't make it. So they put like me a weight with the what do you call it?
It's almost like a tourniquet that pulls it apart, like a.
Yeah, so they want me to like they kind of like want my legs to go like longer so the bones go back together. So I had like so they do that. I'm like, okay, I think it's a good time to have morphine right now. They're like, oh, morphine is illegal in Japan. I'm like, illegal in Japan? Like we can give you Tylenol with some pills for your stomach. I'm like, my stomach, because it's gonna hurt your stomach. I'm like.
The Tylenol is gonna hurt your stomach.
I'm like, is that really real? Is that I'm gonna have to leave like deal with that pain? So I have all night with that in the morning. So I think they'd have the pin to put in my femur because I was bigger than all the Japanese. So I have to order one from Tokyo, and it comes in the morning. So they did the surgery in the morning, and good thing they kind of like fall me asleep for that because it would be insane. But they did a well surgery, but the intensive care after that, like a week without any like.
They don't do any painkillers in Japan. None.
It was insane. Yeah. It was really
even
hard.
for surgeries.
For broken femur, no painkillers.
And the biggest bone in your body.
That's crazy.
And we were smuggling a McDonald's into the hospital,
Trying to make them feel better, give them some French fries.
Yeah, the food at the hospital wasn't that good.
I bet.
Yeah, it was gnarly. And then you had to fly.
And
home.
you let them do the surgery?
Sorry,
they did the surgery in Japan.
They did the surgery. Did a good surgery. That's great because sometimes you can go to other countries and do a bad surgery. But my doctor here said it was pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah, but for some reason, I'm not gonna say his name, but some of my friends were on their trip together. He find an old military guy at the hotel, and he has a oxycodone. So we give him some oxycodone because he explained the situation. He gave him oxycodone. So on the way back on the car, going to the airport, and actually flew to Toronto, to Montreal. In Montreal, I have a limousine to Quebec because they want to put you in like a regular cab or an ambulance. So I have a limousine to go back home. It's kind of a cool thing, but I had those pills on the way back, so it helps a lot.
It would have been tough on the flight, huh?
It was gnarly, dude. It was a gnarly situation.
And it takes a full year to come back from an injury like that.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Did you guys leave Japan early, or
I was? They were still filming, and they were like coming every night, bringing me a new iPad with new movies.
Yep, because load up his iPad.
Oh, you loaded up.
So there, I had I think it was Aries iPad and mine, and they just switched with new movie every day. So they helped me a lot because there were like no internet and nothing there. Nobody was speaking French. The only person who was speaking English in all the hospital was my doctor. I was seeing him like 5 minutes a day. It was a really good experience. It was like painful and everything, but it was still an experience, and I think it was okay at the end. I learned a lot from that.
That's the pain. It's so painful.
Your
I
femur.
can't imagine. I've heard it's the most painful. Amazing thing. Thinking back on that Japan trip, one of my favorite memories is when we were flying there. It was New Year's. We flew there on New Year's, And Frank basically said, I'm going to go pick up the rental car. And then, Frank, why don't you take it from here?
Okay. So I'm like, okay, guys, check my bags. You know what my bags are. And with that, back in the days, we were bringing like our push shovels and all our shovel taped together because, you know, we can bring like a bunch of bags. So we have like the status at for the plane or whatever. And so I'm like, you know my bags. I'm going to go pick up the car. And it was New Year's. So I had a few beers on the plane and went to rent to go get the car. It was a big Toyota IS, big van. So and then you drove on the other side in the car and on the road too. And leave that part and then just went straight to like wrong way to pick up those guys.
Wrong way down the terminal.
And everything. Oh, terminal. Yeah.
And it's one way, obviously, right?
We see this fucking van coming the wrong way down. He goes, "Oh, I think I just did something bad."
You're lucky you didn't get pulled over, dude.
Yeah, that was you know.
They're like one beer and you're going to prison for a year or something.
Yeah, but I think I fall asleep in between. You know.
He was
probably
solid.
fine.
Oh, got you.
Driving the wrong way on the road is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
You got
At
it.
the airport with people everywhere. Love it.
I also do remember too the train where there was some train spot we were hitting and it was like really sketchy and like the train drove by and Rio was like not down for us to hit this. And like he's like he basically the train drives by. We were looking at the train schedule to hit this spot to make sure it was okay, and we had somehow misread it, and the train came when it wasn't supposed to, and we fucked up, and so like major no in Japan.
Yeah.
Don't fuck around by the trains, and basically Rio comes over and shows us his phone and it just says "Run away now."
We did.
Yeah,
we did it. Yeah.
You guys just look around like, where are we running from? What are we
Oh,
doing?
and the best is as the train comes by, Frank's up by the lip of the spot, and he's like doing like the wave, like it's like
it's okay, it's okay.
British one.
They're like, who is this giant?
Who's this giant human being?
Giant human being waving at us.
It was incredible.
Good times.
It was good fucking times. I mean, while we're talking about injuries, you had a broken femur, and then a few years later, you had another fucked up one.
The year after.
Was that your jinx? I was there again. Yeah, the year after. What happened?
So we went together for a big year at Bus Stop Station.
Yeah, at Fenway Park.
Fenway Park, and we look at it. It was pretty fun, and we drove down to I don't remember where it was.
That spot's in Connecticut.
Connecticut. Oh my god.
Connecticut.
It was really?
Yeah, it's in Connecticut.
Connecticut.
So we went to a spot, just me and Chris.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hey, Chris.
And Kevin.
Kevin and T-Bird was there too.
Wow.
Yeah, and Birdman.
And it was a cool down, flat down, kind of natural speed for the down, flat down. And if you want to gap it, we kind of need the winch. So we started doing some tricks on it. It was doing pretty good. It was fun. And I was gapping switchback 2. And so I did a switchback 2 pretty good. And I was like, oh, I never did a switchback 2 to reg. So let's try that. And went down. It was at night too, night shoots. And then I don't like them. But anyways, we did it. And I kind of pre-spun. And I hit my nose in the start of the rail. And I just flipped over. And good thing I didn't land in the stairs. I kind of landed on the rail, but like my head and my shoulder hits the ground on the side. And
it was violent.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
you pinged, huh?
Yeah,
it was
a
violent.
big ping. Yeah, it was pretty bad. And I don't remember if that happened to me before. It was pretty intense. You should not ding on a gap rail. This is bad. Yeah. So and I landed. I was like, oh. Okay, I broke my arm. I broke like my what's that part?
Yeah, like you thought you
collarbone or something.
Yeah, you broke your arm.
Yeah, broke my arm. So I was like, I broke my arm, and let's go. We have to leave right now. Let's go to the hospital. I broke my arm, and it was so numb. It was so painful. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And so we drove to the hospital. It was not that far.
Yep.
And we talked to the lady there, and we explained it. And Chris was like, I was with him last year. He broke his femur and didn't say anything. He has his arm is broken right now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, but it's kind of feel better. You know, I kind of feel better. It's less pain. But I'm not good with pain, you know, so I was not sure what it really was. So we did with the doctor, some scan of my shoulder, arm, ribs in the back. And because I was pain in the back too. And didn't get anything. So they was just like, here's some pills, and you're good to go.
In 2 weeks, or no?
No, it was just you're good to go. Take the pills and you're
Yeah.
fine. It's just like you have pain because
They couldn't find anything wrong.
they didn't find anything. So we went to Chris's parents and we hang out for the night. It was so painful. The pills helps, but obviously, like I was in pain.
Yeah, they only help so much, right?
Exact. And the day after, we had a trip in Ottawa lining up. So I was like, there was good snow in Ottawa. So I drove myself from there to Ottawa and to meet all the other guys. And we as that Airbnb or something. And I'm still a bunch of pain. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take a few days off. I was just laying down on my bed. And I bought a bed because I didn't think the other was comfy enough. So I wanted mine and just be comfy. And it took a few days. I'm like, okay, it's just pain. So we're good. We're going to go shovel a spot. And we shovel a spot close to the Parliament. It was like a down ledge.
Gap the ledge kind of thing. Yeah.
More down ledge to gap.
Step down. Yeah.
No. The one before we built.
Oh, yeah, that one. The ledge.
The one
to drop.
Spencer Schubert stole to me.
Yep.
Shout out to Spencer.
He stole it from you? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, we built it and he did it like few days after that.
Ooh, did you leave it set up?
Yeah, but at the same time, I didn't do it, and I was not gonna do it. Obviously, I was too much in pain, so that's I'm making jokes right now. It's funny.
Yeah.
I love it. But we went to a down, flat down ledge. Everybody was having shut. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna jump from that side of the parking lot and gap to the last part of the down ledge. But I was so much in pain, so I was like, "You were there, right?"
Yeah, I was there actually. I'm thinking you're saying this, and I'm like, I was there.
Oh yeah, you were there, bud.
Yeah, I was a little excited. It was like my first time I was going to be able to shoot with you out in the streets.
Yeah. So pull the bungee again. The bungee is always there somehow, and so I was like, I'm so much in pain. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm not gonna do any like tests or whatever. So pull the bungee, go for it. Switch back to. So I was not, switch back to because I want to switch back to. I was doing switch back to when I hit my neck, I guess. But switch back to and in the air, blacked out. I cannot see anything. I was just kind of black because after I realized I was having a broken neck and like the nerves and everything from herniated disc, right?
Yep.
So I didn't know at that point. So I'm like, why I see all black right now? And I was like in pain again on the arm. So I went and go see a physical therapist there. And they were saying like, I don't know what you have, but you should go back home and go see your doctor. So I drove back there, but it was a while, it was from the accident to when I went to see a doctor. It was like 12 or 13 days. And I went back to my hometown to go see my doctor. He's like, you have few herniated disc and probably a broken neck. So you're going to go to a scan right now. I go to a scan, finish my scan. They're like, don't move. We're going to put you a neck brace. I'm like, I just tried to snowboard like a few days ago. Like, I don't think just walking around, I think I should be fine. And at that point, obviously, when you broke your neck and you're that close to be quadriplegic, right?
Mm-hmm.
You kind of hit a wall. Like, obviously, I was feeling pretty weird. Like, I cried, obviously, I can say it. Like, I was, like, feeling so close to, like, something I don't want to be, So
you had a breakdown.
Yeah, breakdown. Super, like, feeling bad. And, yeah, it was super, I don't know. Bad
You could have been paralyzed.
More than paralyzed because your neck is, like, all your body.
Yeah, neck
like,
down.
Yeah, so feels pretty weird about it. And went to other, like, tests and everything, and they didn't. It was fine. It was, like break, like, 2 different places, but it was not all around, so it's stable. So I didn't need a surgery. And you have to wear the neck brace for 3 months, and it was not the best time of my life. Obviously, like, you are a little down, and good thing I have my wife back in the days there. Like, she's still there, but I'm saying, like,
What else was going on?
I mean, I was just like, drinking problem at that point. Yeah, to be honest, like, I was so mad and so, like, scared and so, like, not stoked with what happened. I was just drinking a lot, and I don't think that was good. But it happened, and you just grow from that and you get better. But it was a really weird feeling, and I know how to, like, fix it. I was fine, and I'm still fine. But it was, it's just a way you don't know, like, how to think about it, and you ask yourself a lot of questions. but I grow from that, and I went back to my board after 9 months. I feel like maybe more than that, but when you're bored again, you're like stoked, and you like forget all that, and you just love to snowboard, and you just go for it, and you realize like how much you love it, and how much you like to have a shot, and injuries are something else, and that happened, but you love it so much that you're fine with it. But when you have a neck brace, you don't remember that, But when you're bored again, you like, okay, that is why.
Dude, that's a lot.
And you could have been really hurt. You're snowboarding with a broken neck.
Yeah, no, I mean, that would just be fat. It's just not you can be quadriplegic. You can just die.
And then thinking about the fact that the year before you broke your femur, and that's a gnarly injury, and then you broke your neck, and then you're able to that's grounds to hang up your snowboard.
Yeah,
for most. So then you bounce back and filmed a bunch of banger parts.
Yeah,
and that's just got back in the saddle.
Yeah, no, and it feels good. Not that many injuries after that, and it feels good, and everything went well. And sometimes you ask yourself more questions, and that's probably good. When you're younger and you like just go for it and don't think too much, but shoveling a little bit more and thinking more about your tricks and what you want to do.
Do you have a favorite trick from your career?
I don't know. I learned a bunch of new tricks I liked, but I really like the front two.
Which one?
Like a rail?
Yeah.
Like a thing.
No, I'm saying like a trick. When I say trick, I mean a clip for your video.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a bunch.
Yeah, rattle a couple favorites.
Let's say in the Watt Brothers Factory movie in 2007, I did a switchback one hard way on a down flat ledge. I really liked that, and I did a switchback the pretzel that year too. I really liked. And I have other few one. There's the one at bunch of 50s, the 50s to like tranny or whatever. You know what? I did a turn in AK last year, and I got a photo in the Method Mag. I was pretty hype on that.
A photo in what mag?
Method Mag. Just a turn.
What's the mag?
Oh my god!
I didn't hear you. I didn't.
Method.
Oh, Method Mag.
Are you making fun of me?
No, I thought you said Metal Mag. I didn't know what
Oh,
you said.
I was making fun of him, but he was actually asking a legitimate
sorry.
question.
I was legitimately
Method Mag.
Method Magazine.
Yeah, sorry about that. But there's a bunch. There's a lot of souvenir. But
dude, for a street dog, that's a pretty.
You know what, Tris? I think in Edmundston, my first real snow, just me and you going to up, flat, down, pulling the bungee with a van, double bungee.
Double bunch. Negative 100 degrees.
It's just me, you, and Rubes.
Yeah.
And he's taking the car. I'm holding the car in the bungee, going to the up, flat, down rail, and just going 50 backflip to board slide. Super cold. And like just start of my real snow. I was like, okay, I'm doing real snow. I need to do a flip. It was kind of hard, and I'm happy I did it, but it's, yeah.
Dude, that one is one of those spots where the bungee's like not working because it's too cold. So you like throw it on the heater of the van.
Oh no!
Give it 15 minutes to like warm up,
and then
you get like 5 tries, and then you got to like throw it back on the heater.
Yeah, it's different to put the bungee on the heater than other stuff, right?
Yeah, well, you can take a shit on the heater or put the bungee on. All right, you know what I think it's time for, buds?
Name that video part.
Name That Video Part is presented by Mammoth Mountain. Not just a park mountain, buds.
It's one heck of a mountain. It's a mammoth of a mountain.
It's multifaceted. You can say.
It is. It has all types of snowboarding.
It's also a mammy of a mountain.
Big mammy.
If you will. You can get after it inbounds riding legitimate gnarly terrain. You can whack some toe sides, whack some heel sides, whack some groomers.
Some trees. Trees if you want.
Tree jib, tree bonk.
Everything. In the parks? Woo.
Let me tell you something about good park jump.
Let's hear about it.
Makes you feel like a good snowboarder. Bad park jump? You're
Makes
like,
you feel bad,
I don't know what I'm doing. So good park jumps are good for progression. They got everything from beginners, boxes, all the way up to the buckest park jumps in the game. And they also have Stony Buds' little mini pipe.
Yeah, I was just going to try to get that in there. Stony Bud's mini pipe. I mean, get out there and try it.
Yes. Stone Bud.
If you want to learn some
Yanni
half pipe,
Bud.
let's go.
Yanni Buds is going to dust off the Switch Mickey. He did grab Melon. We have photographic evidence of that.
Proof. There is proof.
Check out Mammoth Mountain if you're looking for a fun little vacay with the fam. That being said, it's time to get into name that video part. Frank, how you feeling?
Not that good.
Not that good?
No, I used to watch a lot of movie, but I feel like the past few years, because you scroll so much from Instagram and Facebook, I feel like you don't watch as much as the same video than you used to. So I feel like the song goes away from me. But the video I watch a lot, I feel confident about it. But if you do like a song from the Dust Box last year, I'm probably not gonna do it.
It's the same answer as everybody.
Yeah.
It's your confidence level 0 through 10. What do you got?
5.
Okay.
Right in the middle.
Here we go.
No, no, no. They want me dead or alive. They want me dead or alive. I'm just trying to survive. You niggas.
Easy one. A little bit.
C'est facile.
Yeah. Dylan Ojo and Anchor.
Fucking great.
Shout out to Dylan. Miss you, bud.
Okay. I gave you an easy one.
Yeah, that was.
It was a meatball, but I figured you get that one. We'll get his confidence
So there's a
up.
part 2.
Now this is like, is he going to go 100 or is he going to go 50-50? Here we go. I think this is it. Yeah.
I need a kiss. Why can't I get just one screw? Why can't I get just one screw? Believe me, I know what to do, but something won't let me make.
Okay, it's lame.
That's not correct.
Oh, sorry. Is it one of those music videos?
You said you watched it last night.
Oh,
at dinner.
yeah. Okay, sorry.
You mentioned like 5 videos you watched and it's in there.
So is it TB10?
Do you need it again?
TB10?
No.
Is it Bjorn?
No, it's not Bjorn. If you don't know, that's okay, Frank.
If you don't know, that's okay.
You got 50% of it right. That's just kind of, if we
What are
round
you
up,
gonna
that's
say
a
it?
win.
I'm gonna be like,
You know it. I know you know it.
sorry. It's
There's a video
Is it-
game. There's a
yeah.
video game named after this movie. It was a 3-letter name.
Oh, okay. Jason Brown.
Wow.
Sorry.
Jason Murphy.
Jason, no.
Is it
No.
or Jason or Jason Brown? You're right. Jason
Yeah,
Brown.
yeah,
In what?
Amp.
There it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jason.
Yeah,
Jason
sorry.
Brown.
I know that. I knew. Sorry about that.
Is it Jason Brown or Jason Murphy?
Jason Brown.
Yeah, Jason Brown. Sorry. Yes. All right. Wow. I almost want to cut that out. Yeah, I fucked up.
Of you saying Jason Murphy?
Yeah. I labeled it as Jason Murphy, but it's definitely Jason Brown.
It's definitely
Yeah,
Jason
but
Brown.
you're fine. You
Without
can
a
do
doubt.
mistakes sometimes.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. No, I just labeled it
allowed to
wrong.
make
I
mistakes.
labeled it wrong on here, but you're definitely right. So you got a prize pack. Open your pack up.
Oh, prize pack.
Good job, dude. It took a second. I knew you knew it. So you got a bomb hole prize pack. It's a Yeti carry-all, and you got a bunch of bomb hole gear in there. You give it to the kids. You give it to Benoit,
Thanks, that's really
your
nice.
son.
I didn't know that was
You can
that-
give it to
that much.
Raymond. Maybe Sab will even wear a beanie. Shout out to Sab. You got some stickers.
You know, I have like a dart.
A dartboard.
Dartboard, and I have like a collection of stickers. It's pretty sick. I have a bunch of different ones. Thank you very
Money.
much.
Yeah. All that stuff's available at bombhole.com. You can throw that back on the ground. You don't
Okay.
need to keep it on
I
there,
brought
but-
you guys something.
You brought us something?
Yeah, it's pretty small though.
Oh, we got a gift. He's brought us a gift. He's opened up his sack.
I have a hat
But-
for.
Wow, and chapeau. This is a chapeau, but
And I won. You know, it's just a little something.
and some t-shirts.
Large,
Oui, merci.
XL.
Dude.
It's
This is your pizza shop.
Yes, all my employees actually wear that
While they're working?
at the shop, and I sell a bunch of them too.
Oh, you're wearing one too?
Yeah.
This is making me hungry, dude.
Yeah, I'm kind of hungry for some pizza. Can we fly some of that in?
Yeah, dude. Let's get your pizza.
Fly
Here.
in a slice. What do you recommend if you go
I
there?
thought maybe you brought a slice.
You know what? I the pepperoni and cheese.
The pepperoni.
Pepperoni.
It's
The
a beef. It's a beef pepperoni, so it's always pork, but
Le
this one
boeuf.
is beef from a nice farm around my place, and I put spicy onion on top, and I give $1 on every pizza I sell to the Dylan Ojo Foundation.
Wow.
The Ojo's.
I think I'm gonna give 3,000 this year, so that's a lot of pizzas for just the pepperoni and cheese.
That's so dope.
That's
job.
incredible. And it's the pepperoni.
Pepperoni.
Part 2 for Name That Video part. We're still in Name That Video part.
Oh, wow.
This is for the listeners. If you know what song this is, comment on Frank's photo on our Bombhole Instagram. That's where we pick our winner. And you get what, buds?
You're going to get a prize pack. And not the same one that you just saw our boy open. You're going to get a nice little package of stickers.
I think I've done this one before, so I apologize, but it's a classic.
I don't know if I'm familiar with that one.
All right.
Of you doing
Thank
that
you guys for playing. Name that video part. Let's get back into it. Frank, question. You are a world-class partier. Great entertainer. What's the key to a good party night? Walk us through. What do you need to have a good party night? Because you've had some electric ones that have resulted in you having diarrhea in cupboards and on heaters. You pissed on Louis's wallet. Like, how do you set yourself up for just a legendary party night?
I don't know, but you know what? Sometimes you think a lot, and I think like before the party, I like to drink and like party, like you said, and you don't think about anything. So like it's a good way to like take everything you have in your mind and somewhere else, and you just go for it and don't think too much. That's a way I think that's a reason why I do it, and probably because I love to party too. It's good memories, and you met some good friends in there. You can make good relationship in there. A good way to do it, I don't know, start drinking beers and, you know, go to dinner and have some wine and some digestive, like a Grand Marnier.
Some aperitif.
He's a big Grand Marnier guy.
Yeah, I love the Grand Marnier. And, you know, you continue and you try to bars and go with your friends, just have fun and don't think too much and just enjoying it.
It starts with some pregame is what it sounds like.
Starts with some pregame.
Oh, okay.
But
that's what you just said.
I feel like this dude's forged some straight up lifelong memories. When you go out with him and you have these legendary nights, like I feel like, you know, as much as partying can actually, there's obviously a side of it that can go down south, but there's like so many good times where you form great relationships. Like your grandfather said, it's not what you know, it's who you know, and it's like you have a bond that's formed.
The late
forever
night bond.
In the late night bond.
Yeah, and obviously, like in my snowboard career, and I did make like good relationship on a party, and make me like good friends and like actually snowboard contract from that. It's kind of weird, but it works, you know. And you meet, like you go to Super Park and you party at night. It's almost better than snowboarding in the day, you know. You met all those people from the industry and you like make connection, and some next thing you know, you're filming for a snowboarding movie, you know.
Good times, good living. Should we smack another smelling salt to that just to get back on brand? This is kind of partying.
I kind of want to know, like, what's
smelling salt is partying.
Yeah,
it's kind of partying.
What's smelling salt is like
ammonia
nitrate.
But what people are using it like is in the
hockey
sports?
players use it to like it like resets your like you breathe faster.
Opens
and what
your
about those
capillaries? It lets,
people
it lets more oxygen into your blood.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's partying. That's partying.
That's partying.
We're partying.
I got like four sniffs
Well,
on
this
that
one, it
one.
was worse than the first one.
Oh, that one burned my nose. Oh God, Jesus.
Is it okay? Is it healthy?
I'd like to say like no comment.
You'll find them sometimes in first aid kits, so I'd assume they're healthy.
Yeah, I think they're. I mean, hockey players like whack one and they go and bury a goal.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, fucking A.
I'm gonna go ahead and put the stamp of approval of health on it.
Yeah, you should. You should. So I think we should get back into some more partying stories because it's fun.
There's got to be some we haven't heard. Like, hit us with a new one.
A new one?
I remember. I mean,
you got one?
I remember a couple too. Like, you know, I remember one time for Real Snow I was filming and it was New Year's Day and Frank had stayed out partying all night and not slept. And then him and his buddy Jean-Mi pulled the bungee like stumbling around for me to get a clip.
Just stumbling.
It was your the wall ride to flip, right?
No, Miller flip to board slide.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
they're just out there stumbling around.
They're like lighting fireworks in the parking lot of a school at like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Still partying.
Cross-eyed. These guys are cross-eyed.
You know what is good? I think like I did the party a bunch, you know, but I always wake up or not sleep, I guess, but like wake up and like help my friends and still like.
He does.
Yeah, I'm not like gonna be on the bed. You know, I
the
decide
key is to
do
not
that.
sleep, huh? You got to like stay out.
But
I decide to party, but I'm not gonna be like on the bed the rest of the
piling out. So this is another pro party tip. Don't pile out afterwards.
Yeah.
That's a good life
You got to
lesson.
show up after.
Show
Yeah.
up after. Don't
Every
pile
day.
up.
I never late to anything. like-
What about when we were in Sweden and you had a big party night and we were pulling the bungee for Phil Jacques and Louis pushed you into a bush off of like a 15-foot like hillside ledge?
Really?
Yeah, because I was just like hitting like his legs, so he always fall when he would like pull the bungee to feel. And at some point, he just like he was over it. So he was like taking it, like a few times, and he told me like something's gonna happen to me, and he just pushed me in the bush, and I got stuck in there.
But 15 feet.
It was an aggressive like bail into
Like
a bush.
he knew the bush was down there?
Oh yeah, he knew everything. He was calculated like
he
his snowboard,
calculated like a
he knew exactly what was
15-foot
gonna
drop.
happen.
You know what? Frank
That's
is
classic.
he's a great friend to film with because he's got this thing that will give you like your blood will be boiling because we'll get to a spot and I'll be like, man, I'm thinking like front two on this thing, and Frank will look at you. He's like, yep. Chris, if you don't do it, I'm going to do it. And you're like, fuck you, Frank.
And he means it, huh?
Yo, he means it. Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because, like, when it's something else, but I just think about that right now. It's like when you go to a spot, you remember how the claim we do? All
The
the time?
claims.
Oh, the claims are
Frank's
insane.
claims are
Well, like
insane.
throwing crazy
We go
tricks
to a
up.
rail, I'm like, okay. Like, Chris is like, what's your claim? I'm like, you don't really want to know. And I'm like, saying something, I was like, that never really happened. Sometimes it happens,
There's a couple that happen.
Yeah.
Are you putting it out there just so it's your trick?
No,
Or
it's
just to be like,
But
to set the-
sometimes it's, is
set
it
the
because you
mood.
want to like say like I want to do that so nobody was gonna do it?
So it
but
is
I,
like
no,
that.
I don't. I think for me it's like more having a big goal to achieve, but I'm just going like I go lower. But if I make that achievement, I would be super high. But yeah, the claims sometimes are
Frank's couch
funny.
claims are out
Couch
of hand.
claims.
Couch
Just when
claim.
you're like, yep, I'm going to do front 350, and like he ends up board sliding.
This is
with
the
it.
night before.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta love a good couch claim. They're good.
I like playing Uno with Frank.
Oh, he's a legend.
Yeah, Uno's fun.
Also,
I miss that.
You're how many times have you been to Japan?
17.
17 times. So you've been.
17.
What do you love about Japan?
At the start is really like the mentality they have, like all you're out of your country is like somewhere else. It's so different, and like you eat so well, and it's just. But the people there are so respectful. It's insane. Like it's crazy how you think like they're so respectful. It's just like first time I went there, I was like, whoa, this is insane. This is possible. This is something like human can be. They are really nice, and yeah, just like the mask they use. The mask way before the COVID in the train, because if you're feeling sick, you're wearing the mask. Nobody does that now. After COVID, nobody understand it yet, but they do that.
You leave a bike unlocked, they don't steal the bike. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
actually, there's umbrellas and at the restaurant, and you can just take it and don't care because you're gonna bring it at some point. It's crazy.
It's so nice.
It's a wonderful culture.
Yeah.
My favorite place to travel to.
And I just think, sorry, it's like something we talked a little earlier, but you know what I did? I went back to Japan with my wife.
You took her?
Took her, yeah. Took her for a premiere or something. Like which we were to Bali for a while, and we went there for a week, hang out with Teddy Koo and Ken, his friend too, and we did some premiere. That was cool, and I went back to a temple to put money and say I'm sorry I did that.
The one that you got hurt
broke
on.
your femur.
Yeah,
at.
no, I didn't went back to that one because it was too far. But I went to a temple,
A different
and I
temple.
prayed, and I kind of accept like they're thinking about it, and I didn't think to say it earlier, but like I went back and put money and like say I'm sorry, and I will not do that again.
That's really cool.
That's really cool.
Another thing that's really fun with Frank, we would be driving around Japan, and he gets so fucking excited when he sees a Shiba Inu because all the dogs there are Shiba Inus. They go, oh, Shiba Inu. Frank's like, oh, Shiba Inu. Like you're walking, everybody's got a Shiba Inu dog. And so what'd you do, Frank?
I bought a Shiba Inu.
Did you go to Japan to get it, or
No, I was trying to, but it was complicated. You cannot just have it at like 6 months, but you want a dog at 2 months to like training the dog,
Yeah.
But I have a Shiba Inu. They're a funny dog. And remember me a lot of Japan. It's cool.
All right, guys. I think it's time to take a fit, huh, boys? I'm gonna take a break here, take my own fit, and let's hear Volcom talk about their fits.
What up, Bombhole Squad? Cody Warble here to talk to you about a new collaboration that we got with Volcom and Dustbox. A couple jackets, a couple pants coming at you this fall. 2 windbreakers in multiple colors. We got gray and we also got a maroon. This is the Dust Lake jacket from Volcom Dustbox. We also got 2 workwear jackets, the Dustbox jacket. They come in black and a military green. Great fit, just what you want for if you want to work / snowboard / hang out, do whatever you got to do. And we got 2 colorways of pants that are just the best pants on the market. Baggy, perfect, lightweight, everything you need for anything you want to do. Each piece comes with a little special custom art that was designed from us. It's got some beautiful patches on it. Like I said, the fit is just on point with every piece. Also in the collection, we got a beautiful Flex Fit Dust Box Volcom collab. 2 hits on the hat. This was a full collaboration between us at the Dust Box and Volcom. We were lucky enough to work with the designers and design everything to perfection on how we want it. Yeah, it's coming to you this fall. Cop it.
So for a long time you rode for Yes, and actually we didn't mention this before that Apo Snowboards.
Oh yeah,
very French name. And then you signed with Arbor. That seemed to be like a big change in the trajectory of your career. Did it help when you signed with Arbor for your career?
Yes, I think they were like having a new team, and I was really happy to be part of it with like a legend like Mark Carter, Brian Gucci, and Marie-France, one of my good friends too. And yeah, it changed because there was like good project and like a good brand, like good roots, you know. And I was really super hyped on being on that team. Nothing against Yes, I was like having so much fun with them, having like legend like DCP, Rahman, and GP Solberg as my boss, but my good friends too. We did like a bunch of premiere with them. We did a movie with Yes, and we traveled all around. Like we went to Rome, like a bunch of different cool spots. It was really nice to hang out with them, with those guys.
Well, we happen to have a guest question from Sean Black. Here we go.
Yo, what's up, Frank? It's Sean Black, and I got a guest question for you, or I guess more like a guest topic. But I think it'd be cool if you talked a little bit about our trip to Alaska this last winter. It was Frank's first time big mountain riding, first time riding a helicopter and going heliboarding in Alaska, first time surfing in Alaska. First time cold plunging in a glacial inlet with a calving glacier about 100 yards away. The boat, everything. I don't know, maybe you can touch on a couple of those topics and, you know, what were you thinking your first time heliboarding? Like, were you scared? How were the convex rolls? Maybe you can just tell us a little bit about your first experience in Alaska, because I think it's pretty cool that a guy who grew up riding the streets of Quebec, ended up in Alaska on top of a big-ass mountain on a helicopter. So, yeah, maybe you could talk about that. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. So I was at the start of the year last year talking to Sean because he's a good friend of mine, and he was the team manager at Arbor. Now he has his own team with Asher Coles, it's like Black Coles. They're making like a movie or whatever, like
a media agency.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry. And so I was like, it would be cool to do something new. You know, it's been like a few years on COVID, and like it's been a while like eating the streets because like we're like, and just real fast. Like COVID in Quebec was not the same as here. Like we'd like get stuck 2 winter in our home. The resort was closed. We cannot do anything. It was crazy. So anyways, so I asked Sean like, let's do something different. And he went to the Milo boat. It's like a surfing boat in Alaska like a few years ago. And I thought it was really like good experience. I thought I was like, let's do like something cool about that and just go backcountry in Alaska. So we asked Marie-France and Brian Iguchi, and Brian was, for some reason, he was not able to come. So we asked Eric Leon to come with us. So it was me, Eric, Marie-France, Asher, and Sean on that trip. So we arrived there. We have like a little house close to Alyaska. It's like a resort there. We ride there for a little bit, a few days, and after that we did some. So it was not blue sky, so we went splitboarding, and I was doing splitboarding in my backyard with the kids in my back, and this is how I learned how to skin, like to do
Touring,
splitboards. Yeah, touring. So I didn't know that much. You know, I did a bunch, but I knew, like, I learned a lot from that. And we did like a bunch of mileage every day, and it's so beautiful there. Like, all the view was insane. So we did that. We did like a little bit of sled with Chris Brewster, who was helping us, like, guiding. And yeah, I knew he was gonna do that. Yeah, so it was really fun. And at some point, like, the blue skies happened, so we went the ellie boarding. I did some ellie before, you know, but I would never, like, land on the top of a glacier or like a top of a mountain. And I was really stressed. Obviously, like, I was not like it was so much new stuff I didn't know, and I want to do it because it looks so fun and like it. But it's more than that. It's not. It can be fun, but it's so much stuff you don't know, and like you don't see where you're going. You have certain amount of time to decide where you're gonna go, and there's like all the media and the helicopter driver and the guide and everything. So we did some like lines at the start to practice, and the snow was insane, and like the ride was like a practice run was the best ride of my life, like by far. It was insane. It was like, okay, that feel comfortable, you know, like let's go for a bigger one. And we did bigger ones, but you still don't see, and you try to like somebody's talking to you, but you're like not used to like go to a rail and nobody's talking to you, you know. Go left or right, you know what you're doing, but I didn't know what I was doing. So yeah, I learned a bunch from that, and it was really great experience. I remember I was on the top of, like, it was the last run of the day, and Marie-France was going like more south. It was like sketchy for avalanche, and she did really well, and avalanche went. So it was an avalanche, and she kind of like, because I hear on the radio was like, avalanche, go right. I'm like, oh, what's going on here? So I was trying to do a line after that, and she was okay, you know. And I was trying to do a line, but it was less safe than her because it was more exposed to the sun. So I just bailed, and I did something else because it was so much new stuff for me. So I didn't want to. I want to go back home, you know. Now I have kids and a wife. So I was a little stressing from that. But it was a really good experience, and I really want to do it again. It's like the best way to have the best turn of your life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
What's the project called?
I know you guys. That's making fun of me again.
Well, it's both. I actually want to know, but I also want to
the project's called Marshmallow Walrus.
Wait, what? What did you say?
Marshmallow Walrus.
Marshmallow Walrus.
Marshmallow Walrus.
I like how you change your voice to your. I'm gonna pronounce this.
But yeah, so
let's say it one more time. Normal Frank.
Marshmallow Walrus. Yeah, whatever. It's
whatever.
It's a little movie, like a trip movie. It's more like it's the first time I'm doing a project. It's not about the tricks, more about the experience, and I'm pretty stoked on it. It's like,
did you pick the name?
No, but I mean, actually, I think Sean was making fun of me. He's like, "Can you say that?" And I was like,
"That's why he named it that."
Yeah.
Watching Frank squirm, trying to use some Franglish
on the tour. He's got to get up and say it like at the premiere in front of everyone on the mic.
Actually, the premiere is tomorrow night, but I don't think like
when this comes out, it'll already be out.
Yeah, so. Exactly. And so after that, we went on a boat called the Milo boat, and we went on a surf trip. And it was not just only a surf trip. We went for 7 days without any phone working, just a bunch of friends. I mean, five, 6 friends of us, plus the captain and the 2 other people who worked in the boat, and they love to surf. So first thing you know, you do like 4 hours of boat. You almost puke because it's crazy on the ocean. It goes to another island, and it's a really nice wave. And we surfed there for like 3 hours, and like it was insane. Come back in. And make her food, and like that was so nice. And like small beds was just good. Don't have the phone and have nothing else to do than surf. And so we did some boarding too. Like we took the Zodiac and go to like the shore, but not the shore, like shore, right?
Yeah.
And we like split up the mountain and go for some turns.
Sea to sky, they call that. You know, it's going right from the sea to the mountain.
That's epic.
It was really what it was. It was super sick.
Cool. You know
the
what?
Old Marshmallow Walrus.
Yeah, Marshmallow Walrus. Yeah, they'll have to check that out when that comes out, or it's out now. So we'll have a link to that in the YouTube and audio show notes. Just thinking about listening to you talk, he's talking about the experience, right? And spending time, you've spent time with Frank. I've spent a lot of time with Frank. And it seems so fitting that you've got this restaurant and hotel, and you're an experienced guy. You're an experienced guy. Like when you go with Frank, like you go on a trip, it doesn't matter. It's not, sure, you're going to get some tricks. but you're gonna have a nice dinner. You're gonna have beers. You're gonna have laughs.
Good times with good people.
Times with good people. And I feel like your new career is just so fitting. It's so perfect for your personality and who you are. And you've had this great snowboard career, and it's still going. And now you have this other business career. And I'm kind of curious for the listeners, like, what advice do you have for somebody that's thinking about starting a business?
Yeah, people when start a business, there's a bunch of questions you're gonna ask you, but yeah, just to go for it, and you're not gonna regret it. If it doesn't go well, you still good experience, and you're gonna learn from it. And I think that's good. And I'm lucky enough, like all the businesses goes really well. I'm happy about that, but it's a lot of work. But it's working for yourself is the best thing ever. So you don't have a boss. You do whatever you think is good. You can learn from books or from other people or their experience, but like you doing this for yourself, you're gonna work a lot, but it's gonna be worth it at the end.
What's your role in there when you're working at your restaurant, your hotel?
So the hotel and the more fancy restaurant, I own it with my sister. So she takes care more of that part. I do take care of the people in the kitchen and the maintenance people. So I go there every day, but not too long. And the pizzeria place, it's I'm just there, like I can do the pizza, I can be as a server and just take care of the customers. That's what I like.
Whatever it
customer
takes, basically.
Experience.
Like the maitre
that's
d'.
really what it is actually.
Customer experience.
If you come to my place for dinner, I'm gonna make sure you're gonna be stoked. So I want to have the same thing for my customers. And
what's harder, running a business or filming a video part?
It's a good question. Filming a video part, it might looks easy, but it's a lot of works, a lot of times on a board too, because you need to know the tricks. The before is a lot of times, and to do the video part, you have to find the good friends to film with, and the people you're gonna work with, and how much shoveling you're gonna do is insane. If I think about it, you go to a street spot, you shovel for 10 times more than you're gonna snowboard. It's insane. There's a lot of work. So I would say video part was pretty hard, but the business part is you have to be there all the time. You cannot choose you don't feel good a day, you don't go snowboard, but the business you have to be there and you have to look like you feel good.
Well, if Jimmy doesn't show up, you're in the back making pizza.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I do.
Now earlier you mentioned that you wanted to come home early or you didn't want to ride the gnarly line in Alaska because you wanted to come home to your family, to your kids. Now that you're a dad, how has it changed you? And how is sharing that experience of snowboarding with your kids?
Yeah, it's actually I never really thought that's going to change that much, But it's a little yourself, There's two little yourself. There's two boys for myself. So it's it's changed a little bit of your mind, and on a great way, I think, at some, you're saying partying and professional partier, but that's not what I want my kids to see. I want them to be they want to have their dad awake every morning. They're there and not hangover, and they want me to be in good shape and do good stuff with them. And right now I'm super stoked because the 3 years old is snowboarding. He loves it. He wants to have more snow in the ground to go more to snowboard more. That makes me feel really happy about it. I'm not forcing. If he wants to do something else, he can do something else. But as right now, he sees his dad snowboarding. I still love to do it. So he see that. So that's pretty cool. And the youngest one is he just want to go snowboard, but he's too young for it. So it's cool. And so I never just money wise, I never thought about putting money on the side for my retirement, But as right now I have kids, I want them to be happy for the rest of their life. So I'm just thinking more about that. It's kind of weird to say, but I never thought about that. I was I'm snowboard having fun, and I don't have to think about that. And you're going to figure out something else after. That's what I did. And now I'm having the kids. I'm I want them to be happy for the rest of their life. My parents did that to me. So I'm and now I understand. I was an asshole for a good part of my life with them, but now I think I'm better.
Man, I'm scared if that kid is like you.
Yeah, you should met them more often. They're gonna be And
Junior,
you know what?
Junior Bacon Frank. I mean that in the best way. I'm busting your balls.
No, but in the same time, I was a pain for my parents. It's gonna happen to me too, But I know, I'm gonna probably know better how to do it,
Is Benoit goofy or regs?
He's reg.
He's regged.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. How's
Perfect.
his front two?
And no front two yet. He's doing turns and he's trying every boxes he's finding in the park, but he's too small to land them. But he's still trying them.
I love that. Now, I also heard you recently opened up a catering business, and you're basically addicted to starting businesses at this point. What's going on with that?
But the catering thing is like more because the hotel and the restaurant, the more fancy restaurant, is open only 5 months. And if I want to keep those cooks, like a chef and the cook, they need to work more than that. So I figured like I have to do another little project for them. So we do like a chef at home and like other like business stuff and so to keep them. And yeah, so when you start doing that and I mean, I love it. It's not for everybody, but I really like to start businesses and in certain ways. And I don't think I'm done with that. I have a bunch of ideas and I'm working on some stuff right now, and it's keeping me alive. You know, like when I sing like about like you said a bunch of partying, but like it's, you know, like the little squirrel is running a lot in there, so like sometimes it's good to have a drink.
Yeah. I love it, Frank. I love it. We've had so many good times out there in the streets, and it's cool to see how you've grown up and great father, great husband, and obviously Sab is your wife, and she's incredible. You know, keys to a good relationship, because you and Sab seem like you got a great thing going.
Yeah, it's been 18 years. So it's been from graduation. So it's been a long time. We never split. We've always been together. She's great. I think like it's like communication. It's good on a relationship, but it's good on everything. It's good for work. It's good for snowboarding. It's good for your friends. Like saying what's wrong or not, or like talking to each other is like the best thing. I think it's a good way to do it. And I'm fortunate enough to have a girlfriend who understands my dreams and understand like what I'm doing.
She's your wife, but yeah.
Yeah, wife, sorry. In Quebec, actually, it's not a difference.
Oh, there isn't. Okay, my bad.
But yeah, sorry about that. So she understands everything and she respects it. And the respect is a big part of a relationship too, I think. So yeah, we're doing well. We have some good times still. And she's obviously like, good thing she's there with the kids, because this is not easy. They are like really like, they have a bunch of energy, but she's like good mom, and like I'm a good dad, but I cannot be like, I will not be able to do that by myself.
Mm-hmm. I love that. That's good stuff. Well, we're going to take a quick break and talk to you guys about pub beer and do the pub beer crapshoot. Here we go.
Welcome to the Pub Beer Crapshoot.
You taking a quick swig of that pub beer?
Well, let me do
how is it?
Shotgun one?
You want a shotgun one?
Is there anybody did that?
I don't think anybody has. You're going to shotgun a pub beer?
Should I do one?
Yeah, do it. There's a knife right behind you underneath that green hat. You don't need a knife? No. Are you going to thumb gun?
Are we recording right now?
Yeah, we're recording. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Frank's going to thumb gun. Oh, Jesus.
What happened?
Yeah, wow. Yeah, okay. Now, if you're thinking about, wow, that thing exploded. Most of that's on his pants for the listeners. So you got about 1% of that beer.
We're not doing good right now.
Yeah, he's not doing good. If you're thinking about shotgunning a beer or drinking responsibly, get yourself a pub beer. They support the show. Frank is, for the listeners, covered in beer. So shout out to Pub Beer. Great beer company.
It's actually really good. Sorry, it's really good beer. I kind of waste one. I don't know what happened for the viewers. Is like I don't know what happened.
Yeah, the thumb
it's
gun
been a while. The
exploded.
kids,
Yeah, perfect. All right, we're gonna get into hot takes now, Frank. We do this on every episode. The Michael Jordan and/or greatest of all time in snowboarding, both male and female. Who you got?
We say David Benedict.
Wow.
And Marie-France Roy.
Great answers. Love that.
Because, Marie-France, she's all around really good, and rails back in the days, now POW and everything, so jumps. And she's a great human. I don't know David, though, but I was looking for his writing when I was young about when he was doing all the trick switch and regular, and that really love his snowboarding.
Good choices. I love that answer. Okay, is snowboarding art or a sport?
Both.
Okay, good answer. Who's the most underrated snowboarder?
Underrated. I mean, it's not there yet.
Like maybe doesn't get the shine or credit they deserve for what they've done on a board. Would be underrated.
Ben Billock.
Great answer. Okay. Steel or powder?
Powder.
Wow, would not thought you'd
Yeah,
say that.
just less painful, and it's something I did a bunch of steel. Now I'm like I like the pow, you know, like the turns and just going back to the roots.
Okay, best style ever.
Guillaume Morissette. Yeah.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Curveball, but great answer. Best board graphic ever made.
You know what? It's for me. It's the Burton custom back in the days with the sunsets. It's a while ago, but it's like something I really remember. It's like something is like I don't know. It was different back in the days. I know. Yeah, I love it.
Hits the nostalgia heartstrings. Love that. This is a good one for you. Pants over the high back or tucked under the high back?
Back in the days, I would say over the high back, and now people are making too much fun of myself doing that, and now I'm doing inside. But I do it because like I don't want Louis to talk about it anymore, so I'm just doing it so I don't have him to talk about it. But it's still more comfy to have it over it.
More comfortable.
Yeah.
That's why you did it?
That's why I did it.
Do you like the way it looks?
I didn't really realize it was looking bad.
I like it. Respect. It's kind of OG. It's kind of OG. All right, if you go heliboarding with 3 people in the world, just going good times, whacking pow turns, having fun, who are you throwing in that heli with you? You can take anyone in the world, mind you. Young Dolly took Mike Tyson, so just think about that.
Okay. I will bring Nick Levas, my friend from Quebec, because when he rides, he's always laugh. So it's make you like just laugh all the time. He's like being loud, just having so much fun. So it's make me feel really good. I would have Bob Marley because it will make me feel a little bit less stress to drop those lines. And I will have Bodie Merrill because I really want to see what he's doing up there.
Wow. Fucking well thought out answer. I think that might be one of my favorites I've ever heard. Love that. All right, last question in hot takes, Frank. Worst trend?
Not doing a proper trick, and I have in mind like a front 3 with ND outside the knee. Sorry about that.
I do those, and I don't take any offense, but I love
Yeah, but
it.
I like the, they're back in the days, ND in between and like tweaking like your knee out.
Yeah, how
like,
come you
Like
go
Devin
around
Walsh.
it?
Devin Walsh.
How come
Yeah,
you go
like
around
those
it?
are
Just
so
where my
nice.
hand naturally goes. I don't think about it.
In this way.
On
Yeah,
my,
I think it's
like
an
a switch
easy
front
way.
3, I actually do them in between, but on a front 3, I do out the knee. So I don't know why. It all
Well, it
works
just
that
seems
way.
more like a mute. You go that way, but with an indie, I always thought it was between.
Betwixt.
Was proper.
In betwixt. In betwixt.
In betwixt 2 ferns.
Yeah. I like that
Great
answer,
internet.
Frank. All right, that's hot takes for you. All right, we're almost through this thing, but I got a couple things we got to talk about.
Hard hitting topics.
Hard hitting, they're just fun. We just had fun on some trips. When we were in Sweden, I remember Frank was bragging about how he had never crashed a vehicle.
He was actually bragging about it.
Yeah, he was fucking bragging about it. That's what Frank does.
That's what I was driving because I never crashed a car.
Yeah,
right?
he's like, I
You're
know.
like,
He
"I'll be the driver."
must have heard him say it 50 times. Never crashed a car. So we're scoping, which if you don't know what scoping is, it's driving around a city looking for handrails, basically. And Frank decides to throw the brakes on going 40 miles an hour on this road and hook a quick right into the schoolyard. And what happened?
No.
Yeah.
No, I stopped because I saw a rail.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. You're right. This is so much better.
I saw the rail. I'm like, you guys seen it? So there's 6 people in the car. You know, it's a big van. They're supposed to scope. I'm driving.
That's
I'm not
their job.
supposed to look at
Yeah.
the rails. But I seen one. Nobody's seen one. So like nobody's saying anything. So I'm like, I saw one. So I brake. I'm like, did you guys see it? It's like, no. Went reverse. Boing into a car.
Reversing on like a full-blown road.
But it was
You
like
just
we had
went,
like a big
stopped,
van
and then hit reverse
and-
without looking
and
behind
on a
you.
regular road. You know, you don't supposed to do that.
Without like looking behind you, you just went. Like,
no, I look at it and I didn't see anything because I was a small car in back of my
Oh,
big van.
too small.
And it was not reverse cam back in the day. So, and I was just excited about the spot. So I went reverse and I went into the car. I'm like, oh, fuck. Everybody's laughing because, like I said, I never did a crash before.
Yeah.
So I went out and we had like a itch.
Yeah, a hitch.
An itch? You had an itchy
hitch.
leg?
Yeah, there's an H in there, but it's just kind of forgotten on Frank's. But
Okay,
yeah,
so
it's a
he had an
hitch.
itch.
It's a hitch.
Okay, thank you. And the bumper of the car, the small car, is stuck up like on the itch. So like he's stuck with me. So like
two dogs when they're having sex and you can't get them apart. It's like one of those scenarios.
Exactly.
And you can't get them apart.
And we're like, so go reverse, and I go forward, and we try to like pull this thing out like the
What
dog,
was
right?
The footage is in Deja Vu, I think.
Yeah, and didn't happen, and we have to like force and try to lift the truck to take things away. But yeah, we got.
What was the driver of the other car saying?
It was pretty
They're
mellow.
in Sweden. They're chill. Dude.
Oh,
They
they're
don't give a
Sweden.
shit.
Okay,
They're
they're
Swedish.
like,
care.
They're great.
And there was actually a spot, and we tried to hit it.
So going, another thing we got to talk about is the A&W debacle.
A&W.
Yeah, the great A&W debacle.
A&W, yeah. It was me and Chris in my truck, and we were like filming a spot forever. We didn't have lunch, I think, so we're like,
everybody's hangry.
Yeah, everybody's hungry.
Can you say hangry?
Hungry.
Hungry with a combination of angry and
Hangry.
hangry.
Oh, easy, angry.
Yeah,
that's an easy word.
Well, it's,
Angry.
you can just say angry and we'll know
Yeah.
what you're saying.
But yeah, so everybody drives straight to the hotel so we can go to the restaurant. But I felt a little bit more angry than everybody else.
Let me back this up.
Hangry.
Let me back this up. Frank's, we're leaving this spot, and Frank's like, people are like, should we go and get food? And Frank's like, no, we're going straight to dinner. We're gonna go to the hotel and we're gonna go to dinner, and like we're gonna eat at the hotel. Like makes a big point about it, and like fucking we pull back. Frank and I, we go boom A&W drive-through on the way back to the hotel. Bingo, fucking smack a couple burgasas. You know what I mean?
And everyone else
And then
couldn't-
we get back to the hotel, and Frank's just scrolling on his phone. Hey, let's go to dinner. Let's go to dinner. And at some point, I go, little fun fact, Frank had 2 cheeseburgers from A&W on the way home, and there was a fucking mutiny. There was basically a mutiny, like an uprising.
Everyone else was so hungry.
No.
They're like, what?
You
Yeah.
know, like, oh yeah, Chris, that was not a good thing you said that. A good friend will never do that.
A good friend would have let everyone have burgers.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that's my fault. Sorry. I
Good
take
point.
The
Okay.
great debacle of A&W.
And then the last one that we didn't talk about is in Chicoutimi, in Encore, I believe, Anger Real
Chicoutimi?
Snow, Shithook as we call it.
Shithook.
You served up a Switch 50 on this monster of a rail, kink rail with gaps in it, and there's a cool story behind that.
Yeah, I mean, it was minus 40 Celsius. It was super cold. It was December, right?
Je ne sais pas.
Yeah, because it was real snow. So it was December. We're trying to like get the most clips we can, and like I'm by myself trying to hit that thing and like going switch on it. I think nobody did that thing before. We like add like strap to like make sure the holes are like line up to make sure that you can make it to the end. And drive forever. It was so cold, and there was 2 crew on that trip, so it was probably Louis and Chris and me with other people. And Chris stopped by. He's like, I'm gonna buy you a 48 packs if you get it next try. And I went back up and I did it.
Yes.
That easy. And I was not close on my first try, and that one I just did it.
And I bought him
Basically,
beer.
there was no chance he was going to get it in
Yep.
Chris's mind.
I got him. Well, I get hyped.
Yeah.
I want
I've
Frank
seen
to
you
do.
do
I
that
want
before.
Frank to do it.
I've
I'm
seen
not,
you do that, and people do it.
Unlike Frank though, where he's like, if you don't do it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
No, Frank gets me hyped too. Frank,
Yeah.
we had a good support system.
Yeah, we bet a bunch of stuff.
I mean,
be betting.
it's got to be said that he shows up with a lot of tools. He gets shit done out there.
Frank?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He's
Got in
he needs.
Canada, like he can really facilitate a session.
Yes. Oh, dude, you know what we didn't talk about too? When I first met you, you had the winch that was a snowmobile motor.
Oh my god, my friend Alex, who like he was fixing like a bunch of engine and make like some cool stuff.
Engines, yes.
I was wondering what he just said.
A vagina. I said,
I
right?
thought you said vagina, dude.
No, it's
He meant engine.
Engine.
So yeah,
Engine,
just for
sorry.
the layman's, we'll break that down. Engine. Okay.
Engines.
And so we take
Engines, bottles.
a sled, engine,
A snowmobile engine.
Can you say engine and bottle in one sentence?
Engine butthole. Great mix, right? But yeah, we put that sled thing into the winch, and we actually tried to make one, and it was like having oil everywhere.
Yes.
And
It was so loud. Dude.
it's so loud, like straight pipe, just and we're like trying to use
like when
it
that
as-
snowmobile's crazy loud.
yeah, but straight pipe, yeah.
The loudest thing you've ever heard in your life.
You're out at night.
And you use it, and you can have like oil everywhere.
We're like, Frank's like, it's all good. I got a winch for this spot. He takes this thing out. It's like, yeah, like so loud.
Nice puff.
It's like 2 a.m.
Yeah, we didn't really
Classic.
use it that much.
That
It
sounds
was
like a
going
good
too
winch.
fast, actually.
Oh, it was too
Yeah.
fast.
It was crazy, dude.
And too loud.
Good times, Frank.
Yeah, good
Great
time.
times.
Okay. All right, we're almost there. We're going to talk setup. So walk us through the board that you ride. Board bindings, angles, all that.
Yeah,
jazz.
I ride
You don't need to look at it.
Arbor.
Don't look at it.
Yeah, okay. I ride Arbor Westmark by Frank April, so that's the one I designed with them. And there's a cool tips. It's a little bit more than average. So like for nollies and pups, I think I have more control. There's the grip tech was like where your bindings are is like a little wave in the edges. So it's when you do like groom or ice, you like turn way better because it's not only your effective edge, it's where your bindings are. So it works pretty good. There's also the fenders they call where the effective edge is a little angles, so it's give you a little chance sometimes to grip. So when you land a trick, you're not gonna grip that much, so it's gonna give you a little help. And I ride those and 156. Sorry about that. And I ride M-Lock binding, my model as well. But it's soft binding. It's so comfy. That's what is good about it. It's like super comfortable. The straps are nice. I always feel good in it. And I do 21.5 inches in between the bindings, and I do plus 15 in the front and minus 9 in the back.
Good stuff.
Dude, that's tight, man. You have your own board still, just cranking away, and sells well, I hear?
Yeah, it sells really well, and I'm really happy to work on with them, like on graphic. They really listen to what I'm thinking, and like we did, like it's been a bunch of boards, and I think like, yeah, they go better every year.
Love it.
Good stuff. Okay, one thing, I think we pretty much did it, Frank. Before we wrap it up, do you want to throw out any thank yous?
Yeah, sure. Thank you to you guys. It's really stoked to be here. I think you're doing a really good project. That's something really nice for snowboarding and for everybody who listen, and like just for myself. I don't have that much time to listen to it, but when I do, I'm really enjoying it. Good job. For the rest,
Thanks,
all
Frank.
my sponsors,
Yeah, thank you,
all
Frank.
my friends, and everybody, all my connection I have, my wife, kids, and my parents, everybody who make me like who I am right now. That's a lot of people who else goes through the way to where I am right now, and I'm super stoked to doing that with you guys and to snowboard more.
Love it. Well, thank you so much, Frank, for coming on, chatting with us. Thanks for your contribution to snowboarding. We really appreciate you for that. And to all of our listeners, to everybody that tunes in and supports the show, all of our sponsors, thank you guys. And we got another episode coming at you next Wednesday. Over and out from the bomb hole.